Hello.
Good morning.
MAVRO, MAHE Bengaluru Autonomous Vehicle Rover. This autonomous vehicle stands as a testament to our pledge in automation technology. For decades, MIT has stood as a beacon of knowledge, a catalyst of innovation, and a tribute to the enduring value of education. As we unveil the vehicle, we are ushering in a new chapter of academic excellence, groundbreaking research, and community engagement. Now, I request Mr. Jagrut, student of MIT, to brief us about MAVRO.
Hello everyone, I'm Jagrut Palakonda, a second-year IT student at MIT Bengaluru. Today, I'm pleased to introduce you the MAHE BLR Autonomous Vehicle Rover, MAVRO, a self-driving vehicle meticulously engineered for controlled environments such as campuses. This innovative buggy is powered by a 48-watt lithium-ion battery and managed entirely on advanced electronic systems. Its custom powertrain supports forward and backward movement, while a PID, proportional integral derivative controller, ensures precise and stable steering. Constructed from lightweight reinforced fiber plastic, the buggy weighs approximately 800 kg, making it more durable and efficient. At its core lies an advanced perception system featuring a 16-channel 3D LiDAR, 3 2D LiDAR scanners, a low-lying object sensor, and a camera. Together, these components provide the buggy with a holistic view of its surroundings, enabling accurate obstacle detection and self-navigation. The buggy operates by recording routes, creating detailed digital maps, and using sophisticated algorithms to follow paths autonomously with centimeter-level accuracy. Auxiliary systems, such as lights and horns, are seamlessly controlled by a programmable logic controller. Looking ahead, we plan to integrate additional sensors and radar technologies to enhance the buggy's capabilities, making it completely autonomous in the near future. This will further improve its navigation and environmental awareness, pushing the boundaries of self-driving technology. Beyond its practical functionality, this project offers innovative solutions and opportunities to work on cutting-edge algorithms and refine its complex hardware-software integration. It challenges them to address real-world problems in perception, navigation, control, and computer vision. Once fully optimized, the buggy promises to be a sustainable and efficient mobility solution, paving the way for greener and more autonomous sustainable technologies. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jagrut. So we're about to witness the unveiling of the autonomous vehicle, an incredible achievement in technology and innovation. So this is a glimpse into the future of transportation, and we're thrilled to be a part of it today. I would also like to take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to our leadership and authorities of MAHE. Belief in the power of education has made this day possible. Your investment in this investment is an investment in the future of our society, our economy, and our world. So let's not keep the excitement waiting. It's time for the big reveal. So I welcome Professor G Sitharam, sir, to do the honors to come and unveil the vehicle. Now that we've admired the autonomous vehicle in all its glory, so I kindly request Sitharam sir, Dr. Martin, Lieutenant General MD Venkatesh, Professor Madhuvira Raghavan, and Dr. Narayan Sabahit sir to onboard the vehicle for a brief test ride. I kindly request everyone to move aside and maintain a safe distance to ensure the vehicle can navigate safely without any interruptions. I request to move aside to maintain a safety distance. Please maintain a safe distance. Thank you all for your attention and support, and also for being a part of this historic moment in MIT. Now, I request everyone to gather in the AB5 auditorium to formally inaugurate the TAIL.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for gracing the occasion, sir. A warm and glorified morning to everyone gathered here. Today, on this vibrant morning, I, Dr. Jailakshmi Honey from MIT Bangalore, take a privilege to host the occasion, and Dr. Mansa from MIT Bangalore will be sharing stage as the co-host. We are elated to be here to take this delightful opportunity on behalf of MAHE and IEEE Education Society to welcome all our esteemed guests, speakers, delegates, and all innovators, thinkers, and trailblazers across the world to the inaugural ceremony of IEEE TALE in India for the year 2024. We are gathered here at Manipal Institute of Technology, Bengaluru Campus, holding a pride of academic excellence to celebrate this landmark event. IEEE TALE, Teaching, Assessment, and Learning for Engineering, is not just the pride of conference, it is the informative platform that seeks to redefine how education in engineering and technology is delivered and perceived. Together, we aim to inspire change, ignite curiosity, and drive meaningful impact. TALE is IEEE Education Society's premier conference series in Asia-Pacific region. TALE is held in December every year, complementing other events held in North America, IEEE Region 1 to 7, EduCon in Europe, Middle East, Africa, IEEE Region 8, and Edu9 in Latin America, IEEE Region 9. And in India, for the first time, IEEE Region 10. This year's theme, Transforming Education in Digital Age, the event unites educators, researchers across the world to share insights and foster collaboration. This conference is jointly organized by IEEE Education Society, IEEE Region 10, IEEE Bangalore Section, IEEE Education Society Bangalore Chapter, and Manipal Institute of Technology, Bangalore. Today marks the journey of new beginning into innovation and collaboration, bringing together brilliant minds to explore the frontiers of engineering and education and beyond. We are truly honored to have an incredible lineup of experts and visionaries with us today. As we are here to experience the significant moment, let's begin the exciting journey as we come together for the inaugural ceremony of IEEE TALE 2024. Before we dive into today's program, we take a privilege to acknowledge the presence of our esteemed guest, Professor G Sitharam, Chairman, AICTE. Our distinguished guest, Dr. Martin Llamas, President, IEEE Education Society. Our Honorary Chair, Lt.Gen General, Dr. M.D. Venkatesh, Vice Chancellor, Manipal Academy of Higher Education, Manipal. Our General Chairs of the TALE 2024, Dr. Ivan Jose, Director, MIT Bangalore. Dr. Suresh Jangam Shetty, Vice Chancellor, Haveri University. And Dr. Venkata Shiva Reddy, Professor, Reva University, whose visions and tireless efforts have brought this conference to life. Also, we have with us eminent personalities, Professor Madhu Veeraraghavan, Pro Vice Chancellor, MAHE Bangalore. Dr. Raghavendra Prabhu, Deputy Registrar and Director Administration, MAHE Bangalore, is here to adorn us. Also, we take an immense pleasure to welcome all IEEE members, delegates, steering committee members of the TALE, and MAHE officials and press. Every great journey begins with a moment of spirituality. To uphold our rich Indian tradition, we intend to begin this magnificent event by invoking the blessings of Almighty to bless us with a hope, positivity, and successful beginning. Now I invite Ms. Chetna, research scholar of MIT Bangalore, to lead us in this spiritual start into a moment of serenity and prosperity. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly remain seated during the invocation.
Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samatprabha Nirvignam Kuru me Deva निजं निर्विकल्पं निराकारमेकं निरानन्दमानन्दमद्वैतपूर्णं परं निर्गुणं निर्विशेषं निरीहं परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजेम गुणातीतमानं चिदानन्दरूपं चिदाभासकं सर्वगं ज्ञानगम्यं मुनिध्येयमाकाशरूपं गणेशं परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजेम जगत्कारणं कारणज्ञानरूपं सुराधिं सुखादिं गुणेशं गणेशं जगद्व्यापिनं विश्ववन्द्यं सुरेशं परं ब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजेम परब्रह्मरूपं गणेशं भजेम ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः थैंक यू
A heartfelt thanks to Ms. Chetna for such a soulful and harmonious prayer, as our rendition has brought a touch of divinity to this important event. Also, we have with us an eminent personality of MAHE Bengaluru, Dr. MAHE Manipal, Dr. Narayan Sabahat, Pro Vice Chancellor, Technology and Science, MAHE Manipal, with us today. Thank you for gracing an occasion, sir. To mark this auspicious beginning of this inaugural ceremony, lighting the lamp is a symbol of our undying tradition at the beginning of every event that signifies the dispelling of darkness and igniting our quest for knowledge. Let us now enter to illuminate this program by lighting the lamp and praying in God to bestow the new journey with us. Also, it's our bound duty to pay great tribute to our visionary pioneer of MAHE, our founder, the most cherished Padma Shri late Dr. T.M.A. Pai. I request Professor Madhu Veeraraghavan to escort all the dignitaries and to ignite the session. Thank you, sir. Conference, whose inspiration and vision is guiding us to climb heights in the field of education. May I now take a privilege to request Dr. Ivan Jose to officially welcome the gathering to this grand event. Over to you, sir.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to the inauguration of TALE 2024, a premier conference that brings together educators, technologists, and visionaries to shape the future of teaching and learning. Today is even more special as TALE makes its presence in India for the first time, and MAHE Bengaluru takes the pride in embracing this opportunity at our digital campus. It's fitting that TALE 2024, themed Transforming Education in the Digital Age, brings us together to reflect on the evolving role of teaching as a vocation, teaching as its own core, and it's the calling that demands love, dedication, and commitment, an endeavor akin to perform a ritual with purpose and devotion. We are honored to have with us our esteemed chief guest, Professor G Sitharam, Chairman of All India Council of Technical Education, whose vision and leadership continue to guide India's higher education landscape towards global prominence. We welcome you, sir. I extend a warm welcome to Dr. M. Martin Llamas, President of the IEEE Education Society. Your presence underscores the importance of global collaboration in advancing education and technology. Joining him today is Ms. Maria, whose presence reflects the strong support behind our initiative. We welcome you, sir. I would like to welcome Lt.Gen. General Dr. M.D. Venkatesh, our esteemed Vice Chancellor of MAHE, whose steadfast guidance ensures that our institution remains at the forefront of innovation and learning. We welcome you, sir. It is an honor to have Dr. Madhuvira Raghavan, Pro Vice Chancellor at MAHE Bengaluru, with us today, whose dynamic leadership has been instrumental in elevating our campus's global reputation. We welcome you, sir. This event is enriched by the leadership of our conference chairs, Professor Jangam Shetty, Vice Chancellor, Haveri University, Karnataka, and Dr. R. Venkateshiva Reddy, Professor of Reva University, along with other IEEE chairs and members. We welcome you, sirs. A special acknowledgement goes to Professor Narayan Sabait, Pro Vice Chancellor of MAHE Science and Technology, whose guidance continues to elevate our academic and research endeavor. Dr. Raghavendra and Dr. Ujwal from the team MIT Bengaluru. We have with us few prominent figures. Ms. Rosa Maria, we welcome you. She is the Vice President for Membership and Geographic Activities at the IEEE Education Society. Ma'am, if you could please rise. Dr. T. Srinivas, IEEE Bangalore Session Chair and Professor at IISE. Dr. Ramesh Babu, Principal of RNSIT. Dr. Divya Nala, Director of NMREC Hyderabad. Dr. Krishnakant Naik, Program Manager, CSR of Academia and IBM Skill Build, for the crucial role in supporting embedded software for autonomous mobility at AI Research Center. We are honored the presence of Mr. Sandeep Maini, Chairman, MIT Group of Companies. Maini Group of Companies. He's an MIT alumnus, visionary entrepreneur whose generous support has brought the Maini Virya autonomous vehicle project to life. Thank you for your enduring commitment to innovation in our alma mater. Thank you, sir. We have Mr. Suraj SD, the founder of CEO Decibel Labs Private Limited, a startup in automotive and robotic ecosystem which supports and closely works with academia in meeting the industry requirements. We welcome you, Suraj. A heartfelt welcome to Shri Yajanarayana K, CEO of Sona Group Industries, and Shri Kannan Ramamurthy, Director at Cisco Bangalore, for their generous sponsorship. We welcome you, sirs. A special welcome to all the delegates who have traveled from different parts of the globe. We've been told 33 plus countries. It's truly our enthusiasm, your enthusiasm and passion which has made this conference a big success. Thank you all for your presence here. Let me also express my heartfelt thanks to the General Chairs and Organizing Committee, Dr. S.N. Prasad, Mr. Changappa, and my predecessor, Dr. Jagannath Karode, who initiated the entire process, and the entire MIT Bengaluru team for their dedication and hard work in bringing this remarkable event to life. It's my privilege to also welcome all the heads of the departments, coordinators, student crowd here, and all participants once again. Before I leave the podium, allow me to draw an analogy that aligns with the idea. Imagine an emergency situation when you dial 911. Of course in US or Canada, and the responders ask 4 critical questions. What's your name? Do you know where you are? And do you know what day it is or time it is? What happened? These are 4 prominent questions. These questions aren't just procedural. They are checks for 4 levels of alertness and orientation. identity, knowing who you are, contextual awareness, understanding your surroundings, temporal awareness, being in touch with the present, and credibility, the communication truthfully and with clarity. TAIL 2024 is not just a conference. It's a call to action, a 911 for educators. It urges us to reassess our roles, embrace innovation, and navigate the complexities of teachings in the digital age with purpose, clarity, and passion. And MAVRO, the Manipal Bengaluru's autonomous rover you just witnessed, is an initiative towards this change. So as we encourage or engage in discussions and deliberations throughout this conference, let us remain mindful of these questions and their relevance to our vocation. Together, we can transform education and ensure that we are not just keeping pace and change, but leading it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful and thought-provoking welcome address, which has set the perfect stage for this remarkable event. Your inspiring words and forward-thinking ideas have provided the ideal foundation for this significant occasion. I would now like to request Dr. Deepa Prabhu, Associate Professor, MIT Bangalore, to welcome Dr. Ivan Jose to the event. Thank you, ma'am, for your welcome. We are really honored to have with us a dynamic leader and visionary, Dr. Venkatesh Reddy, Professor, Reva University, as our esteemed General Chair of IEEE TAIL 2024, who has played a prominent role in shaping the conference with his academic and technological excellence. It is my privilege to now invite Dr. Venkatesh Reddy to enlighten us with his valuable insights on the objectives and vision of this prestigious conference. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, a warm welcome to all, distinguished dignitaries, esteemed colleagues, and participants. It is my honor to provide a brief insight into IEEE TAIL 2024 conference, an extraordinary convergence of minds dedicated to transforming engineering, education, and technological innovation. IEEE TAIL, the premier conference of the IEEE Education Society in the Asia-Pacific region, has grown to be a pivotal platform for exploring the frontiers of teaching and learning in engineering, with a focus on innovative methodologies, cutting-edge technologies, and sustainable practices. This year, IEEE TAIL 2024 will be reflecting our shared vision of equipping future engineers with the skills and perspectives necessary to tackle global challenges. With participants from over 30+ countries, this conference is a testament to the truly global nature of collaboration in education and research. The conference program is both diverse and impactful. Technical excellence, over 81 registrants and 19 sessions will cover topics ranging from AI in education to advanced applications of AR, VR, and sustainability in engineering. Workshops, special hands-on workshops designed for faculty aim to enhance pedagogical practices and integrate modern tools into the teaching learning process. Panel discussions, a unique session will feature principals of technological universities discussing new frontiers in engineering education, providing valuable perspectives on the evolving educational landscape. What sets IEEE TAIL 2024 apart is its focus on actionable insights and real-world applications. From discussions on adaptive learning to strategies for integrating sustainability into curricula, the sessions are crafted to empower participants with practical knowledge and collaborative opportunities. Another highlight of TAIL 2024 is the dedication to inclusivity and innovation, providing a platform for educators, researchers, industry experts, and students to exchange ideas and forge partnerships that transcend geographical boundaries. As we embark on this journey over the next few days, let us embrace the spirit of exploration, innovation, and collaboration that defines IEEE TAIL 2024. This is not just a conference, it is a collective step forward in shaping the future of engineering education. Thank you, and I hope this conference ignites inspiration and fosters meaningful connections for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for highlighting the aspirations and goals of IEEE TAIL 2024 and for detailing the rundown of conference by emphasizing the importance of teaching, assessment, and learning in shaping the future of education. IEEE TAIL is enriched by stalwarts, and to make this day a significant, a truly unforgettable one, we have with us today one such eminent personality, Professor G Sitharam, Chairman AICTE, as our chief guest today. His visionary leadership and contributions have made an instrumental in shaping the education policies in India. His mission to provide high-quality education and to promote innovation has left an indelible benchmark in the legacy of educational sphere. And now, the moment we have been all waiting for, it's time to hear from a luminary in the field. Sir, your thoughts and visions are integral to guide us towards the brighter future in education. I take this opportunity to invite Professor G Sitharam to enlighten us with his address. So your contributions and perspectives will add immense value to this event. Over to you, sir.
Very good morning to all of you. Ellarigu namaskara. Lieutenant General Dr. M.D. Venkatesh, Vice Chancellor MAHE, Dr. Martin Llamas Nistal, President IEEE Education Society, Professor Madhu Veera Raghavan, Pro Vice Chancellor MAHE Bengaluru, Dr. Evan Jose, Director MIT Bengaluru, Dr. Suresh Jangamshetty, Vice Chancellor, Haveri University, and also the General Chair of the TAIL Conference, and Dr. Shiva Reddy, Professor at Reva University, and also the General Chair. My long time known and also the Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor N. Sabahayat, and Rosa Maria, Vice President, IEEE Education, and Mr. Raghavendra, and all the distinguished people assembled in this hall, and IEEE members, ladies and gentlemen. Very good morning to all of you once again. Evan Jose told you what you should be doing when there was an emergency phone call. Watch out, what he didn't tell you that even before answering, the other side know who you are. That's the state of technology disruption today, ladies and gentlemen, in not just in India, all over the world. We have actually redefined what is called literacy in nook and corner of the country, because we are the largest user of UPIs. 40% of UPI transactions happens in the world, happens in India. When I say that, I should tell you what is the story about it. See, you go to a small nook and corner of the country where he doesn't know how to sign, how to read, okay, how to even converse in your language. But he will put the QR code in front of you to collect his money when you buy a coconut or a vegetable or anything you want in the street corner in the smallest of the smallest village of India. This is the disruption which has taken place. And this disruption has not left the education, field of education. Friends, it's my absolute privilege to address this August gathering at the IEEE TAIL 2024 conference, a premier platform for advancing educational technologies and innovative teaching practices in the Asia-Pacific region. I'm going to highlight to you in my talk in the later on part of this thing what we have done. We means the government of India in the field of education, particularly in the engineering and management education. Friends, believe me, India has delivered the engineering and management education, not just for India, to the whole world today. You will be seeing everywhere. You will not see an Indian diaspora walking out of the room, walking out of any company. He has to be there. He is omnipresent already. But that is with a gross enrollment ratio of only 28%. If you reach 50% as we planned by 2035, you can imagine all the places, all engineers of Indian students are only there. So today I'm here to discuss the transformative vision, building a future-ready India by reshaping technical education, because technical education has played an important role, particularly in India, because our parents, particularly the middle class and lower middle class parents, want their children only to become engineer or a doctor. And it has not changed much even today, ladies and gentlemen. It is still it is the story that their children have to be an engineer, okay, or a doctor. Because as you know, doctor's story is a little different, because Government of India is very rigid about allocating medical schools as well as number of schools. It has changed quite a bit in the last 10 years. But engineering, we opened it up very early. See, I say this always, by mistake, 80s or 78, Karnataka, where we are all standing today, city of Bengaluru, was a disruptive place which created the private engineering colleges. So 1980s, there are a large number of engineering colleges in the state of Karnataka, and then followed religiously by other states nearby, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, that time United Andhra Pradesh, and many other states, Kerala, Maharashtra, and then only it went to northern part of India. When this all happened, Government of India thought there must be a regulator, otherwise this education becomes very not a good quality one. So they have created All India Council for Technical Education in 1987 as a regulator. The first few chairmen were the ministers of Human Resources Development then and today's Ministry of Education. The first chairman of the full-time chairman of the All India Council for Technical Education, Professor Khanna, was in 1993. Since then, how many engineers we have graduated? How many engineering colleges? I'm going to tell you that story in a little while, maybe in my speech. For decades, our education system was predominantly examination-driven, ladies and gentlemen. Limiting innovation and entrepreneurial thinking, and the National Education Policy 2020 is here, is changing this narrative. And also the narrative of, oh, every student has to be an IITian or an IIScian. Even though I am a professor at Indian Institute of Science from last 35 years, and I also directed the director of IIT Guwahati, let me tell you, our engineers are not from IITs. Our engineers are from where we do not have confidence in ourselves, what we call second and third grade engineering colleges. Those are the people who are changing the landscape of engineering in India. How many? We graduate 1.5 million engineers every year from last 15 years. It is not just today's story. Last 15 years, we graduate 1.5 million engineers every year. How many IIT graduates come out? Only when all these newer IITs have started, no? Including 23 IITs, very new. Some of them are not just 6-7 years old only. 15,000 graduates come out. So if you take a basket of engineers, maybe another NIT graduates, I've heard some of them are there, another 20,000, okay? Graduate every year, 35,000. And out against 1.5 million engineers, we are the largest producers of engineering graduates in the world today. So we are all not believing them. Oh, they are not good quality, they don't have teachers, the ghost faculties are there. But believe me, I am traveling across the world, and I also believed the same narrative before I became the chairman of AICTE. But in the last 2 years, my mindset has changed. The change is mind-boggling. What is happening in our private engineering colleges is mind-boggling. Those are the people actually changing the ground scenario. Today, we are leaders in space technology, defense technology. See, our defense today went from importing country to an exporting country. And then I was recently, 2 months or 3 months back, I was at National Homi Bhabha Institute in HBNI, Homi Bhabha National Institute which has 11 institutes across the country. It is mind-boggling to see what kind of innovation research has happened in the area of atomic energy and nuclear technologies. You might be thinking it may be a bomb only, but let me tell you, the kind of innovations which has happened, which has changed the lives of the people, whether it is cancer treatment or extending the life of our grains, okay? Such a phenomenal work has happened across the country through the contribution. And why I gave these only 3 examples? These were the industries or sectors. We had an embargo for 45 years from across the world. Not even a bolt they were ready to give us to import to us. See, that's the scenario we were in, but everything was done indigenously. Atmanirbharata, we were talking today, but that was actually been practiced last 50 years in these 3 areas, that is atomic energy, space technologies, and defense technologies. Because these are all had an embargo, they could not get anything. And all the graduates there, if you go and ask Dr. Somnath, even he is from a TKM College of Engineering, a private engineering college in a rural part of Kerala. And these are the people. That means, where is the talent? Talent is in rural part of India, ladies and gentlemen. I met Suraj just now in the when he was explaining the autonomous mobility COE. He is from a small government engineering college where I was also an alumni of that in 80s. Okay, so this is the story of India, ladies and gentlemen, and I will anyway elaborate that in the little while in my talk, and how we are changing that to innovation, entrepreneurship, and nation building exercises through technical education. Friends, national education policy is one such policy which has really changed. It is centered around students. Everything is about students. What do they learn? This flexibility giving them how to do this. So the NEP 2020, we have almost completed 4 years now. A lot of fantastic case studies, positiveness, and don't hear a story that some vice chancellor comes and tell you, I have implemented NEP. That means he is lying you. NEP, you cannot implement in 1 or 2 years. NEP is not just multi-entry, multi-exit, or multidisciplinary. It is more than that. Innovation, entrepreneurship, startup, which I'll tell you the story of what we have transformed across our institutions in my talk. Our infrastructure, be it digital, physical, or economical, rests on the pillars of technical expertise, whether it is roads, railways, bridges, digital ecosystem, and smart cities. But the narrative is 10 or 15 bridges collapsed in Bihar, that becomes a story. And one engineering student joining a police department becomes a story. What doesn't become a story is how many have created startups. We are today the largest startup capital of the world, 3rd largest, 1,70,000 startups. Okay, the recent data. Out of that, more than 130 unicorns are there. And several of them, I'll show you how they were contributing to the nation building through All India Council for Technical Education. But they have created an AICTE employability portal is mind-boggling. I'll just discuss that in a later while. So it is not about just the creation of infrastructure. It is about creation of educational infrastructure in the nation. One shining example of Indian technical ingenuity is whatever we want to build is, we want to build bigger. So let's take the Chenab Bridge across River Chenab, which is one of the difficult terrain in the northern part of the country, connecting Jammu and Kashmir to the mainland. It's going to be a mind-boggling project where, it's about 350 meters above the riverbed of the Chenab level, where you don't know accessibility. That kind of project cannot be done without innovation. Every day you need to innovate. So that's the kind of expertise you require. So AICTE started as a 1987 as a regulator. I'm very proud to tell you today, we don't want to call ourselves as a regulator. We want to be a facilitator with you to take India to the next. It is not just talking about it. We have made that possible. Today, engineering colleges are not scared of AICTE. They sit in their house. We actually deliver their approvals to their computer in their offices. We don't expect them to come to Delhi. That has changed a lot in the last 2.5 years, drastically. So the All India Council for Technical Education is committed to transforming technical education to meet the vision of National Education Policy 2020. This is a vision as well as this is our agenda in the next 10 years to implement NEP, then automatically will become the number one. So our approach focuses on innovation ecosystem. We actively foster a culture of innovation through initiatives like the Smart India Hackathon. Day after tomorrow is the largest open innovation hackathon is happening. 251 problem statements have come from the government of India. Many ministries have given these problems. And more than 3,000 teams are participating across 51 centers. And Honorable Prime Minister is going to discuss, address, and talk to the young innovators directly online. And this is not today, it's happening. 2017, we started this SIH, and today it is the 7th in the series and one of the largest open air. How many people? 500,000 students directly and indirectly are participating in innovation, and it is like a festival, ladies and gentlemen. Believe me, the kind of products they develop, the kind of codes they write, it is 2 parts actually runs SIH. SIH is in a software edition happens non-stop 36 hours, and hardware edition happens non-stop 5 days. Wherein at the end of that, they build a product for solving the problems which are posed by the ministries. 51 ministries have given the problem statements. So these platforms, whether it is Idea Labs, AICTE Idea Labs is almost like what you have witnessed today, the COE at MAHE Bengaluru. So similarly, we give them a lot of 3D printers and Raspberry Pis so that the students can, do their projects hands-on and create a product while learning. So experiential learning is the focus of AICTE. And then we have also created Innovation Solve, mandatory now at every institution. We have close to about 14,000 institutions take approvals from AICTE. All the 14,000 has Institution Innovation Council. So that's a big change. Mindset, when we were students, we never even heard about a placement. Why I joined civil engineering, Sabahit will tell you. That time, we only were looking for jobs in Public Works Department, PWD, or electrical engineering in Electricity Board. So these were the only 2 jobs we were known, actually. So that's why we first demand for civil engineering in the 80s was civil engineering because you can join PWD. Okay? Nobody, you see, I got in electronics, but I said, no, I don't want electronics. I wanted in civil engineering. That was my first. So I started my school education in Kannada medium in a rural part of Karnataka, and I went to my school. It is really pity. Last 2 weeks back, I was in my school. Hardly there are 70 students left in the entire school from 1 to 7th standard. Then I asked him, what is happening? All of them, the buses will come, take them to English medium schools in nearby towns. So something needs to be done in this direction as well. So AICTE is also committed on entrepreneurial development. AICTE has been instrumental in creating entrepreneurial ecosystem, technical institution to nurture job creators than job seekers. 6,600 startups have been started through AICTEs. 18,000 patents have been filed. These are not from IITs and NITs. I'm keeping them away. Okay? These are all from AICTE approved 2nd and 3rd grade engineering colleges. Industry academia collaboration. Now R&D cell is a mandatory now at every institution. And we understand the importance of aligning education with industry needs. AICTE collaboration with ABPL, drone technology. We have created 50 drone sensors. And IBM skill leader is there. They have committed to AICTE to train 1 million students by 2030 on IBM skill. So this is not just the one. I can go on naming Salesforce, Amazon. We have signed not MOUs, MOAs, Memorandum of Agreements, so that there is a clear deadlines every year. What they do, we watch out and look at it. Our focus is on emerging technologies, ladies and gentlemen. AICTE has recently launched a Juniper AI 500 Center of Excellence, 500 Center of Excellences with 100 crore budget and 47 Aerovision drone labs across AICTE approved institutions. These initiatives to ensure that students are not just prepared for today's challenges, but also future ready, contributing to fields like artificial intelligence, robotics, and autonomous systems. I should tell you a small story. When I was a director at IIT Guwahati, a philanthropist from Houston, Texas, came to India and he said, I would like to support, because this is a Northeast very backward area, Professor, I would like to create a news program, an undergraduate program, because my passion is about data science and artificial intelligence. So he said, I will fund it, I will build a new building for you, and also nurture students. I'll take them to US, guide them, and I will also take the teachers there. So we signed an MOU with them with great difficulty, because computer science department said we are all doing already all this. So then I said, it is not going to happen with computer science department, because we know our academics, how they work. So I said, we'll create a new school of data science and artificial intelligence, and I hired new 5 faculty there, and it's very prosperous. But why I'm telling you this story is not just we created a new school of data science. I moved to AICTE in December 2022. By then, 1,000 or 1,200 engineering colleges had already graduated BTech in computer science, in bracket data science and artificial intelligence. That's the kind of number what our engineering colleges will provide to you. And they're really highly talented kids, aspiring to do something. They are hungry for knowledge. Okay, I have met them, many of them. I have a lot of. So what AICTE vision is very clear, ladies and gentlemen. India must emerge as a global leader in education, technology, and innovation by 2047. So what is it doing? Skilling is one area we are emphasizing. Skilling, and particularly with AI coming in, reskilling, upskilling is also very critical, because none of those old job roles are relevant anymore today. So implementation of NEP with skilling as a focus, we have started, and it is all in the areas are like skills like green energy, artificial intelligence, space technology, defense, atomic energy technologies, because many other countries are now seeking support of India to create the green energy. By doing so, we are preparing our youth to lead the sectors critical to India's strategic interests. So promoting multiple entry and exit options through the academic bank of credits is one such area we have done exceedingly well. Today, we have a unique ID for every student called APAR ID. That is, many of you might be knowing as Academic Bank of Credits, ABC. So that is linked to a unique ID which you will carry forever. That means you can accumulate any credits in that ABC. ABC is like a bank account to you. So watch out, in few years of time, you can take courses anywhere you want, get those credits up to 50% and go to an university to do the rest of the 50%, get a degree much quicker than regular programs. It will happen. So we are working in areas from climate change to urbanization, okay, and whatnot. Not only the cyber security, blockchain, and robotics, and we are planning to do most of the engineering delivery online using AR, VR. A lot of developments are happening today. So creating digital learning ecosystem through AICTE resources and virtual labs are very critical. So we are all sitting here looking at how the teaching and learning is evolving in our educational institutions. Believe me, teachers are no more the way you and me had a teachers. So today teachers are facilitators only. And one message to the teachers is, not knowing is not a crime, as well as you should not feel bad. Because today's world, disruptive world, better that you accept that I do not know. I do not know is a strength actually. Okay? So because otherwise your students will pull out the right information through ChatGPT right in front of you and make you embarrassed. So that's the situation we are in. So we have to change. We have to embrace these new technologies, otherwise we will be nowhere. So technical education in that plays a major role, ladies and gentlemen. It bridges divides, not create them. So we might have heard digital divide. I don't think there is any digital divide in India now. with the kind of penetration of mobile phones and also the smartphones. Okay, it has reached nook and corner of the country. Only you need to give opportunities to the young people. So AICTE is dedicated to ensuring access to quality education in rural areas through initiatives like virtual internships, digital libraries, and online certification program. One such initiative, Government of India, is One Nation, One Subscription. It's going to change the way we do research, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a small project. It's close to about 6,000 crores. That means all publishers are going to be freely available to you. Anybody can download. So the research, in my teacher's time, he used to do 2 years for a PhD program, research only. He used to write by hand because there was no photocopier, no phones, no pictures. Okay, his only mode of is reading hard copy printouts and memorize it and take the notes. During my time, slightly small things changed, but today the entire thing, a chapter on your research problem, as soon as your teacher says, can come out from ChatGPT. That's the disruption we are all living in. While policy is essential, implementation is critical. That's the big challenge was in India for a long time, but we have overcome that. Today we are the creators of largest public digital infrastructures in the world. We are the only nation, if you imagine during COVID-19 we created 300 crore vaccination was done. That is fantastic, even though we manufactured it, everything. That is one success story. But the other one is in a public digital infrastructure that 300 crore people could download their vaccination certificate in a fraction of a second. When I was in Guwahati, a visitor visited from United States. He was worried the way, because our campus was turned into a COVID center. Okay, all hostels and guest houses were taken by the COVID emergency centers. And being a director, he met me with all the masks, okay, and then asked me, "Oh, did you get vaccination, Sitharam? I'm concerned about you." I said, "All right, let me listen to him fully." Then he said, "You see, in US we have got 3 vaccination, all printed out." So he had a color print carrying in his pocket all the time. I was smilingly pulled out my smartphone because I was head of the institution, so I should be the first one to get vaccinated. So I pulled out my smartphone, I took out my DigiLocker and showed him the 3 vaccination certificate in my locker. Then he was really surprised to see that India has completely digitized the entire, many of you have experienced downloading even through WhatsApp. Friends, as we deliberate on transforming education in a digital age, let us remember that education is the most powerful tool for nation building. That's a big challenge for India as well. Why? Because today, we are at gross enrollment ratio of 28%. How did we reach there? In 1947, 1% of that population were only going to higher education. Only 1%. In 2001, we were at 11%. In 2024, we are at 28.3%. That means 25 years we took from 2001 to 2000 with all the digitization, when we were basically the back-end engine of the IT, the city where we are sitting in, for the whole world actually. But we only grew 18% in 25 years. But now you look at a challenge what we ourselves put ourselves. We want to grow 50% gross enrollment ratio in higher education by 2035. That means in 10 years we want to grow 22%. That's a big challenge, ladies and gentlemen. That means, imagine now, today to hold 4.33 crore children in higher education. There are 4.33 crore children in higher education today in India. To have that, we have close to 1,200 universities and 45,000 colleges. Imagine if you want to bring another 4 crore children by another 10 years. That's a challenge for India. Why? Because we can't build universities, physical ones, in 10 years. It will take 20 years minimum to build the real infrastructure. So we have to depend on technology, the digital technology, a new way of teaching and learning, because self-learning, online learning, digital learning, okay, all are going to play a major role in the field of education. So I invite all of you, educators, researchers, policymakers, and industry leaders who have assembled here in this hall today to join hands with All India Council for Technical Education in building a future-ready India. Together, we can ensure that by 2047, India is not just a global leader in technical education, but also a beacon of innovation, sustainability, and prosperity. Let us move forward with a shared vision of Vikasit Bharat, a developed India that harnesses the power of knowledge and technology for the betterment of humanity. Friends, it's no more a dream now. It's in the action. So all of us have to put our hand, and particularly the young people who are sitting at the back, your role is very important. Thank you very much. And I wish the conference a big success. I hope you will all deliberate on many issues, how technology can reshape, particularly majority of them are IEEE members, how it's going to reshape the field of education, because no more, we at AICTE initially used to say engineering, no in distance education. We are rethinking now, okay, because of augmented reality and virtual reality, because most of the training, toughest jobs like pilot training and deep underground mining, excavator drivers are all trained only using simulators. Why not engineers? With that few remarks, thank you very much. I think teaching and learning is going to evolve, and we are going to change the way we deliver engineering education to the world. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening address and for igniting our minds with wisdom as you inspire us to aim higher and to create impactful change in the educational landscape. Thank you, sir. It is a day of great privilege as we have the honor of being in presence of a true pioneer and a guiding force of innovation. We are delighted to have with us Dr. Martin Llamas, President of IEEE Education Society, as our esteemed distinguished guest today. May I have a privilege of requesting Dr. Martin Llamas to address the gathering. With your insights and expertise, we deeply value your contribution, sir. Over to you.
Thank you. Good morning, dear authorities, dear members, chairs of the organization committee, of the technical program committee, dear members of these committees, the organization and the technical program committee, dear IEEE members, and ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for coming. First of all, let me briefly introduce the IEEE Education Society. I will take the opportunity to learn a little bit more of the IEEE Education Society in my speech of tomorrow. But now, this is a short introduction of the IEEE Education Society. The IEEE Education Society was founded in 1957 and is one of the oldest technical societies of the IEEE. The IEEE, as probably you know, is the Institute of Electric and Electronic Engineers. Our members engage students each day, research and propose new theories in learning science and innovate classroom practice. Our society is a worldwide society of professionals dedicated to ensuring high quality education in science and engineering. This is the tail, this is the flagship conference, as said before, for the IEEE Region 10, that is Asia and Pacific, was launched in 2012 in Hong Kong, and is our flagship in this region. And together with other flagship conferences as FI, the Frontier in Education, that is located in North America, in Region 1 to 7 of IEEE, together with EduCon, that is located in Europe, Middle East, and Africa, Region 8, with EDU9, that is located in Latin America, Region 9, and together with Learning with MOOCs, that now is naming DemoCon, that is a worldwide international conference. All these are the main conference of our society, the IEEE Education Society. So for me, as president of the IEEE Education Society, It is both an honor and a privilege, the sponsoring of this edition of TAIL 2024. This is the International Conference on Teaching, Assessment, and Learning for Engineering. We have supported this conference from its launching, and we will continue supporting this conference in the future. So I only say that I encourage you all to seize this opportunity to engage with your peers, share your knowledge, and forge new connections that will last all time. I look forward to a productive and inspiring conference filled with insightful discussions, innovative ideas, and meaningful interactions. Enjoy this conference, and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words and for shedding light on the global dimensions of IEEE educational technology and innovation. We now move on to the presidential address. It is our absolute honor and privilege to have another wonderful and remarkable person, Lt.Gen. Dr. M.D. Venkatesh, Vice Chancellor, Manipal Academy of Higher Education, Manipal, as our honorary guest today. He is a visionary with rich experience in the field of academics and administration, an engineer who played a very prominent role in the development of our educational institution. He completes this illustrious panel through his invaluable contributions to academia and administration. We are certain that his expertise will leave a lasting impact on all of us. It is now an honor to invite Lt.Gen. Dr. M.D. Venkatesh to deliver his presidential address to this distinguished gathering. Over to you, sir.
Very good morning to everyone present here today, and warm greetings to all of you from Manipal Academy of Higher Education, an institution of eminence deemed to be university. Professor G Sitharam, the chief guest for the day, Dr. Martin Llamas Nistal, Dr. Shiva Reddy, Dr. Jangam Shetty, Dr. Madhuvir Raghavan, Dr. Sabahit, dignitaries of the dais, delegates who have come all over the world to attend this conference, faculty, heads of the institutions, heads of the departments, my dear students, the press and the media, ladies and gentlemen. It's an absolute privilege for me to be here today. Perhaps I'm the only odd man out from the entire gathering with engineers, engineering educators, management professionals and educators. I'm perhaps the only one with a medical background, but yet into academic administration. And it's truly an honor for me to be here today. And at the beginning of this program, we paid homage to our founder, late Dr. T.M. Pai, who in the 40s had this vision of empowering the society by providing quality education, by affordable healthcare and economic empowerment. If you look at all the sustainable development goals which UN enunciated in 2017, I think many of them found resonance in our founder's vision as early as almost 90 years ago. That's where the edifice of Manipal Academy of Higher Education began. With that from us, and Professor Sitharam mentioned about the contributions of private universities and institutions towards quality of higher education in India. I just want to humbly mention the first ever private medical college in India was started by a founder in 1953. And perhaps one of the earliest private engineering colleges also was started by us in MIT Manipal in 1957. So this was the visionary leadership of our founder, taken forward by our current Chancellor, Dr. Ramdas Pai, and being taken even further by Dr. Ranjan Pai, who heads our group at the current moment. It's with great pleasure and pride that I extend a very warm welcome to all participants of IEEE TAIL 2024 conference. As Vice Chancellor of Manipal Academy of Higher Education, we are truly privileged and honored to host this prestigious event in our newest campus. This campus is just 4 years old, and MIT is just about 4 years old. And I think the progress in which this campus is making and the progress that MIT Bangalore is making, I'm sure it will end up as one of the leading engineering institutions of the country very, very soon. And today we saw the beginning of it in the inauguration of the new autonomous Center of Excellence in Autonomous Mobility. And also we are really honored and privileged that an academic activity of this nature is happening on a brand new auditorium just inaugurated for this function. Grateful to Professor Sitharam for taking his time out from his very busy schedule and being part of us today, and is already spoken about the vision for AICTE, and more than anything else, the vision for India as we go forward towards being a developed country by 2047. The theme of this year's conference, Transforming Education in a Digital Age, resonates very deeply with our commitment to innovation and excellence in higher education. At MAHE, we firmly believe that the integration of technology in education is not merely a trend, but a necessity for empowering learners, fostering creativity, and ensuring that the education is inclusive and accessible to all. I think this is something which Professor Sitharam made, and this is one of the prominent tenets of the national education policy, accessibility and inclusiveness. I think this is very critical for India to grow forward. This conference provides a platform for exploring cutting-edge technologies, discussing newer pedagogical approaches, and collaborating to solve the challenges that arise in this increasingly digital world. To me, I'm convinced that progress will happen only when we collaborate. So the buzzword for us to move forward for the betterment of the entire world is to collaborate, collaborate, and collaborate. In this rapidly changing landscape of education, especially in the technical education, in the increasingly digital world, engineering education is at a crossroad. Some wisdom Dr. Sitharam gave us about how do we go ahead in addressing this new digital empowering, the strength that we have across the world. It's a disruptive world, and the technology is not only related to information technology, but also into every branch of engineering, every discipline of engineering. And it's for us, it's very important to look at futuristic outlook of embracing technology for the best advantage of all our stakeholders, especially our students, our industry, the employers, the country, and the world as a whole. Digital technology can be a force multiplier in enhancing educational offerings. The newer platforms, online platforms, virtual labs, simulated learning and skilling, gamification solutions, green technology, parametric modeling, computer-aided manufacturing, robotics simulation, and solutions to every activity that is happening which is manually done at the current moment. And more than anything else, many higher education institutions, AICTE has led the way by having digital departments where students can obtain certifications. And the future, ladies and gentlemen, I'm again mentioning it, is not in who gets a BTech or a B or an MTech or a PhD. It's about how many micro-credentialing that you have. What are your skill sets? That is going to define the way engineering or a technical education it will progress. Therefore, it's important for us to look at these micro-credentials. All of us educators here today must look at these micro-credentialing should become part of the core and also part of the electives which are available to everybody. Herein, extremely happy that today we had so many industries joining hands with us in just one center of excellence. This is the way forward for the entire world, and I wish this collaboration of industry-academia collaboration continues. And as is the norm with our university, every year, at the beginning of the year, we set up a theme for the entire year where the whole university is focused toward that particular theme. Last year, it was excellence in education, excellence in research. We achieved some extraordinary outcomes. Year that is coming, 2025, will be year of excellence in industry-academia collaboration. I'm sure our university will come out with some very defining and path-breaking collaborations with industry to take the higher education to the next level, because industries are equal partners and equal stakeholders in any educational activity. All these things all changes have to come with a mindset of sustainability. This is nowhere, it can be seen differently, that sustainability is only for environment, sustainability is only for the weather and other things. Its sustainability is in every part and every action that in our life. Therefore, it's very important for us to think sustainability in everything that we do. And the most important that is happening, with Professor Sitharam alluded, is about empowering our teachers. Teaching, learning has gone beyond the conventional teacher to learner transference of knowledge. It's much beyond it. Teachers today are truly, should be only facilitators. There's so much of self-learning can happen, self-certification can happen, learning can happen by experiential learning, learning can happen by simulated learning, learning can happen by peer learning, learning can happen from just observing others, and more than anything else, critical thing in our, not necessarily in medical education, but also in technical education, to inculcate the habit of self-learning in our students. The desire for learning should never cease. Learning not only about the cognitive domain, it is also in the psychomotor domain and also in the affective domain, which critically affect how important, how rounded your personality is as you leave an institution. Central to these evolving changes, I think today we need to concentrate on reorientation of our faculty. They need to think differently at teaching, learning, and assessment activities. From purely assessment-based certification, we have to move beyond. It's already happening, but we need to have a radical change in this approach towards giving so much primacy to assessment alone. There are so many things that we need to do. Assessment should be one part of teaching, learning activity. Upskilling of our faculty should be the next most important priority for us, all our educators. Our faculty are already yesterday. We need to at least bring them to today and then take them forward to tomorrow. That's how we need to look at it. Faculty development programs in newer pedagogy and newer technological advancement is critical for any institution to survive and prosper. Therefore, it's important that for all these things, there is a need for investment in time, not necessarily of the teacher, but also of the administrators at the higher education level. And more importantly, there needs to be investment in money. There has to be a significant investment. We need to think ahead of time. We always thought that the mindset of the faculty needs to change. The mindset of the students also need to change. And of course, it comes with a significant investment in technical education to be current and also to future ready for the industry and for the society. Earlier, we always thought that, we need to adopt to changes. Today, adoption is not adequate. Firstly, you need to unlearn, relearn, then adapt, and perhaps move forward a next step, innovate and leapfrog. That's where Professor Sitharam mentioned about how India is moving ahead in building its digital infrastructure. We were always following the West. Today, I am sure that in many ways, West is following India. There is so much happening in India. There is a leapfrogging of technology. And that's the reason why you look at our infrastructure and we look at some of the infrastructure that is coming up or that is already old in the Western world. The renewal of infrastructure, creation of new infrastructure, digital education, even to the commonest person. A shopkeeper in a remote village is digitally enabled. That is where the progress is, and I'm sure we are well on our course. By 2047, our vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, with all the cooperation from everyone present here today, we should be reaching there with time to spare. I always set my target 2 or 3 years before what I need to achieve, and I'm sure 2047 will happen. This particular change will happen much earlier than that. As a university, I think something very transforming that we have taken. We are working as a university in 4-5 verticals. Basically, we are an institution of eminence recognized by Government of India. And they have recognized us because we set our 5 verticals. So excellence in education, exemplary research, development, innovation, and entrepreneurship, internationalization, which is very critical for any higher education institution, not necessarily student exchange or student mobility. It has to happen in the complete broad-based approach towards internationalization, student mobility, faculty mobility, research, joint research, collaboration, pathway programs, dual degrees, joint degrees. I think one of the most critical thing that should happen should be more and more of our PhD scholars must have co-supervisors from our international partners and vice versa. So all the international university representatives who are here today, I am giving you an open invitation that MAHE is absolutely open and inviting for all of us to have this broad-based collaboration. I am not worried about how many students are coming or going out, but I'm worried about the rest of the broad-based international collaborative activities that we need to do. We are doing it, but we need to hasten up the space and to be competitive in the world. It is a win-win situation for all of us. To that end, the next important that all the higher education institutions must be looking at should be at the digital transformation. Very recently, there was a huge survey which was carried out by one of the leading agencies where more than 450 vice chancellors were interviewed on what are the 4 critical things that all of you feel that should be the way forward for the next 5-7 years for any university. I was one of the interviewers. I think 4 things that came out, first and foremost, were digital transformation. Second was about sustainability. Third was about internationalization. These were the 3 prime focus of all the vice chancellors. To MAHE, we have already taken a leap forward. We have started a total 360 complete overhaul of all facets of university functioning by a very, very ambitious, aspirational digital transformation process, which has already begun. And in 18 months, we expect that MAHE will be perhaps the most digitized university in country, perhaps one of the very few in the world. So it's a big investment. It's a big, big ask from all of us, our faculty, our stakeholders. I'm hoping that we all collaborate and cooperate with each other so that this ambitious plan of Manipal Academy of Higher Education of a total digital transformation succeeds and we become a role model for others to follow. Of course, it comes with a lot of commitment, it comes with a lot of problems. More importantly, it comes with a very significant investment. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a momentous occasion for all of us to have the first ever IEEE TALE conference in India. And to have it in a fledgling new institution like MIT, gives us a large encouragement that where MIT Bengaluru is poised, the rate at which it's growing, the rate at which it's progressing, I'm sure we will be seeing the institution at the very top in a very short period of time. I'm confident that the discussions, presentations, and workshops over the coming days will inspire newer ideas, solutions to enhance the quality of education globally. As a university that embraces the intersection of technology and education, we are very proud to be part of an event that will shape the future of learning. On behalf of the entire family of Manipal Academy of Higher Education, I welcome you all once again to IEEE TALE 2024. I encourage you all to engage fully, exchange ideas, build connections that will help us to move forward in transforming education in a digital era. I think this should address the problem of equity and availability of educational resources to everybody across the globe. I wish you all a very fruitful and enriching conference experience. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your illuminating and thought-provoking words. Your visionary ideas and motivating words have laid the groundwork for the successful event. Thank you, sir. Now, on behalf of MAHE, it's with a great honor and immense gratitude that we take a moment to felicitate our dignitaries whose presence and invaluable support have elevated this event and made it an influential one. Now I request Lt.Gen. MD Venkatesh to express our sincere gratitude and deepest gratitude to Professor G Sitharam by presenting a memento as a token of respect and honor for the unwavering support and presence. Thank you, sir. I may now request Professor G Sitharam to present a memento to Dr. Martin Llamas as a humble acknowledgement to remarkable support and inspiring presence on behalf of IEEE Education Society. Thank you, sir. As a saying goes, please sit. As the saying goes, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Our sponsors have truly embodied this spirit by enabling us to create this platform for innovation and collaboration. IEEE Education Society shows the great honor to our sponsors for their unwavering support. I now request Shri Narayan from Sona Group to please adorn the dais to accept our token of gratitude. So please. And I request Professor G Sitharam to present a memento as a token of gratitude on behalf of IEEE Education. Thank you so much, sir. Now, on behalf of Mr. Kannan Ramamurthy, Director of Cisco Systems, I request Dr. Ramachandra Gambhir to kindly grace the dais to accept our token of appreciation on behalf of IEEE Education. I request Dr. Martin Llamas to present a memento as a heartfelt gratitude. Thank you so much, sir. Please be seated. Thank you, sir. Words are not enough to express our sincere gratitude for your presence today. Thank you so much for accompanying us. Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul. As we come to the close of inaugural ceremony of IEEE TALE 2024, every celebration is an experience. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. The wheels started rolling months in advance. IEEE TALE conference was made possible by many hands, hearts, and minds working together. Let us take a moment to acknowledge everyone who graced the event with their presence, lending their vision and leadership to this event. It's our bound duty to express our gratitude to everyone who have put their time and efforts today to make this event a successful one. To express the word of appreciation and gratitude, I request General Chair of the conference, Dr. Suresh Chengamsetti, to render the vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Good morning to everybody. Namaskara. A dream was dreamt, and it was a tough task to get the IEEE TALE conference to India. And when it happened, the 13th edition of IEEE TALE, it was announced, and several efforts have been put for this conference to be here in India. And definitely, most of you will always remember one name, Dr. Siva Reddy and his team. So I should express this gratitude of all the volunteers of IEEE Education Society of our country on this occasion. Once a decision was made, a conference was brought. You know, there is a procedure and protocol, it was brought. And then a venue and who has to inaugurate this conference was a thought process, and all the leaders of our IEEE Education Society, then we decided that, and we also spoke with the MAHE and the Vice Chancellor as well as the former director of MIT Campus, Ko Reddy. Then it was decided it will be held here in MIT Campus, and we all visited and saw this place, and we felt definitely this is the right place. And on behalf of the conference organizers, I would like to express my sincere gratitude on behalf of everyone to the MAHE Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Professor Venkatesh, then the two Pro-Vice Chancellors, Professor Madhu and Professor Agvendra are here, and all the officials and volunteers of MIT who have been aptly involved with this conference, and also to Professor Venkatesh expressing and being present and president of today's program and sharing his views. Thanks to MAHE and the MIT for this entire facility for IEEE TL conference, the first conference. Well, when we had to inaugurate this, being connected with the technical education, and that we need to promote the technical education in India. It is going on fantastically well, and very aptly put by our today's chief guest, Professor G Sitharam, AICTE chairman. There are no words to express our gratitude, sir, that you accepted our invitation to inaugurate this function. And to add to his, I have been after him because the next level of change, core education research is going on, sir, in India perfectly well. Now, along with this core education, core research, what we are doing, and that is being transformed through teaching learning process across the country. And now, core research, how much it goes on into the classroom, other than IITs and NITs, that you aptly put it, and these are the people. And it is the right time that we need to really take forward the engineering education research. And that is one reason why we all are here. And definitely, the engineering education research, what you have perfectly put it, that our teachers have to digitize themselves. And now, if you ask anybody sitting in the hall, you will definitely mention one teacher of yours that he was very good and he was having a lot of experience. But still, we do not have a clear-cut repository here. And this conference should take forward that we recognize the education research in masters as well as research, which will be considered in the country for increments, promotions, and many things, that we start attracting more and more knowledgeable and attractive people who rush to industry also will rush to engineering education in our country. That's why that's what we look forward. Definitely under your aegis of under your AICTE chairmanship, that we really come across the next phase of new change in education. Thank you for your presence here, sir, on this day. Definitely we'll be hearing you more in your keynote address. Next is IEEE Bangalore section, and definitely we have IEEE Bangalore section chair here, and the entire support that we have been receiving for the conference from the IEEE Bangalore section. Our gratitude to all of them. And very, very interestingly, all the delegates, we have almost 31 country participants here, and this is an added advantage to definitely MIT to really, the students especially, you can connect with any of the global 31 country delegates who are here. Thanks to you all for taking out time to reach Bangalore to attend this conference. And to all our Indian delegates, a special thanks, because you have been strongly with us to support this conference today here. And all our IEEE Education Bangalore chapter volunteers. We have the president of IEEE Education Society, vice president of IEEE Education Society, and all the members of IEEE Education Society. You all are here. Definitely, this conference is really supported strongly by you all, and we look forward to have more and more extended supports for the country of that's our country. And all the volunteers who have been here, all the students who have been here, and the organizers, as well as the people who have been comparing the program, and two wonderful centers have been set up and initiated. And I should not forget to mention Professor Ivan Joseph, the director of this particular, because we keep asking a lot of things, sir, this is there, that is there, and so many things. He has been a great support, and definitely I am sure I have not missed any of you. And please, my apologies if I really missed mentioning anybody. Our sponsors, right? On our sponsors, I have to express my special thanks to all of them. Thank you very much, and definitely we'll have a wonderful time today and the next 3 days that follow, with great workshops and also connecting. And we're going to be connected from MIT to globally in education research. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your warmest acknowledgements. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed further, it's essential to acknowledge the incredible support of our sponsors, without whom this event wouldn't have been possible. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to technical co-sponsors IEEE Education Society, IEEE Bangalore Section, IEEE Region 10, IEEE India Council, All India Council of Technical Education AICTE, hosting partners Manipal Institute of Technology, Bangalore, silver sponsors Sona Group and Cisco, academic sponsors Nallamalla Reddy Engineering College, Autonomous Institute, RNSIT, Aerospace and Electronics System Society, AESSS, Bangalore chapter. Thank you for shedding your unwavering support to this event. If time is money, then you have spent millions for us today. Thank you all for making this event possible. However, we would be falling short of our duty if we do not recognize the things well done and encourage it. The end of the story is the beginning for many others. On this note, the time has come to draw the curtains for inaugural ceremony to begin a remarkable memory and acknowledgement journey of the conference of this year, 2024. On behalf of the organizing committee, we thank all the dignitaries profusely for sharing your valuable time with us. Thank you, everyone. And also, we show the deepest gratitude to all of you for being here as such a receptive audience for bringing this event to life. Thank you for your immense pleasure and support during this event. With that, we officially declare IEEE TALE 2024 open. We delightfully request all the dignitaries on the stage to please descend from the dais and occupy the seats in the auditorium, as the keynote session will be starting immediately. Thank you for your support and for your presence, sir. My heartfelt gratitude. Yes, sir. Please be seated. The keynote session will be starting right immediately. Please be seated. I request everyone to please be seated, as there is a slight change in the schedule. The keynote session will be starting right immediately.
Yeah, my laptop is somewhere. Otherwise, it is here. I will put it on my pen drive. I have.
once again, good morning to the esteemed members of the audience. Feel very happy to introduce Dr. G Sitharam, AICTE Chairman, All India Council for Technical Education. Professor Dr. G Sitharam is an distinguished academic and researcher renowned for his contributions to the field of geotechnical and civil engineering. With an illustrious career spanning several decades, Professor Sitharam has made significant strides in both academia and practical applications, earning him recognition on a global scale. Currently designated as chairman of AICTE, Professor Sitharam has previously worked on different portfolios like Director of IIT Guwahati, Senior Professor in the Department of Civil Engineering at Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, Chairman of Research Council CSIR, CBRI, Central Building Research Institute, Roorkee, Chairman of Board of Governors of IIT Guwahati at CIT, Kokrajhar, Assam for more than a year, Chairman of Board of Management of Northeast Regional Institute of Science and Technology, Nirjuli, Arunachal Pradesh, visiting professor at universities in Japan, Canada, USA, Hong Kong, Australia, and Republic of China. Professor Sitharam has obtained his education and advanced degree in civil engineering from prestigious institutions in India and abroad. As a prolific researcher, Professor Sitharam has authored numerous publications in leading journals and conferences addressing critical issues in geotechnical engineering, including soil mechanics, foundation engineering, earthquake engineering, and geo-environmental engineering. His extensive R&D led him to write 500 technical papers in 20 books and 9,750 citations. He has filed for 5 patents, executed more than 120 consulting projects, and has 2 startup companies to his credit. Professor is listed in the world top 2% of scientists for the most cited research scientists in various disciplines by Stanford University for 4 consecutive years since 2020. He was part of 8-member expert panel to set up, supervise Ram Temple Foundation laying work for Sri Ramajanmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra at Ayodhya. He also has served as a consultant for Messrs. Afcons in the construction of highest railway bridge across River Chenab near Khatra. Professor G Sitharam is recipient of Sir C.V. Raman State Award for Young Scientists and Sir M. Vishwesvaraya Senior Scientist State Award by Government of Karnataka for his unwavering contribution in engineering field. With this brief introduction, Sir's contribution is immeasurable, we can say. I invite him for the keynote address for IEEE TL conference. Sir, please.
You have the pointer and change, slide changer? Yeah. Slide changer is it? That's okay, hold on. So good morning once again. Mic, please. Morning, my address. Can you hear me now? Yeah. This morning's my address made life simpler now because I can straight away go into the issues of teaching and learning rather than talking more about how it has become, technical education has become a driver for India. So field of technical education increasingly important in the world of innovations. So why it is important is, one is we need to develop a skilled workforce. We need to focus on innovation and research. And as a nation, we have to be a product development nation. So that's the focus of this particular government as well. So we would, if at all, if we want to become a big developed nation by 2047, we should be doing exceedingly well in productization. And industrial growth, infrastructure development, entrepreneurship, that means our kids or the young engineers should be a more job creators than job seekers. And definitely in this global world of competitiveness, along with what Dr. Venkatesh was highlighting as on sustainability, with sustainable development, role of technical education is pivotal as it lays the foundation for a knowledge-based economy which drives innovation, entrepreneurship, and ensures inclusive and sustainable growth. How that is made possible, let me explain to you in the field of education in the country. We are the third or maybe second largest in the education sector, and our institutions actually fall under three categories. One is very high quality institutions with research and innovation as the prime focus, that is the top pillar. And the second one, the middle one, the career focused institutions, where institutions offering technical or professional courses, a focus on producing industry ready graduates like AICTE approved institutions and many other diploma granting institutions. And the last one is the foundation institutions. What I would like to tell you is, out of these 4.33 crore children, so majority of them in higher education are in the foundational institutions. And also I would like to tell you this, out of 4.33 crore children in higher education, 80% of them are in either 3-year or 4-year undergraduate degree. Okay, about 10 to 12% only in the postgraduate degree, and the rest of them, is in the higher than that. So that clearly defines that we need to aim at that sector, which is an UG, undergraduate program. Okay, because our majority of the programs in UG. And also one other interesting thing when compared to the rest of the world is all our students are in the age group of 17 to 21 in those UG institutions. Okay, because in India, parents support them till they graduate and even postgraduate. Okay, that's where we believe in. Our parents are very supportive for higher education. Okay, all of us here standing today, including me, is because thanks to my parents. So I should all the young people, one thing you should remember, you're all here in these institutions, it is only because of your persistence of your parents, maybe mother. Okay, thank her first. Thank you. So I already told you AICTE born in 1987. Earlier to that, it was an advisory body to the British government, established in 1945. It is a lot of legacy to this institution. So All India Council for Technical Education, as a part of the Parliament Act, came in 1987, and first 5 chairmen of that are the ministers, cabinet ministers of HRD then, Human Resources Development. And I even later vein, I say, 2 of them went on to become Prime Minister. That is Narasimha Rao was the first chairman of AICTE, and the 3rd chairman was VP Singh, who also became the Prime Minister. AICTE has actually controls or regulates the programs in engineering and technology, planning, management, computer applications, hotel management, and catering technology, applied arts, crafts, and design. Till last year, or just 2 years back, we were also looking after the pharmacy, architecture, all the programs related to that at AICTE. So today, even though our pharmacy and architecture are not out of the purview of AICTE, but we brought in the undergraduate education in management, like BBA and BCA. With all that, 14,000 institutions take every year an approval. When I say approval, this is what we check in. This is actually the objective of this conference, TALE, teaching and learning, how, to make sure that our institutions follow the regulations. So that's where the regulatory part of the AICTE will come in. And an annual enrollment of close to about 35 lakh students in various programs and level happens in AICTE. I will show you the division in a little while. That is, to the international speakers, it is about 3.5 million students we admit every year. Okay, that is a population bigger than many of the countries. So about 7.5 lakh teachers are there, only in engineering and related areas, are employed among us the council's approved institutions. So AICTE accords approval, for example, 10 lakh students at diploma level and about 15 lakh students, 1.5 million students at the UG level, and at the PG level is hardly 1.3 lakhs. Okay, that's what you need to know. And friends, growing need and importance of skilling in higher education is a lot of emphasis has been put in the last 10, 15 years. So you can see that 80% of the students enrolled in the undergraduate program are, and our PhD numbers are also shown here, the integration of skills into UG curriculum will reduce the gap between the academic knowledge and the job requirements. So enhancing graduates' chances of finding meaningful employment, as a high percentage of learners do not opt for postgraduate education because of many reasons. I think all of you should ask this question to your placement officer and HR managers who are present in this hall, why their students are not going for higher education, because their CTC will go down once they get a PG certificate. They want, all the employers want a very young, raw talent. Understand this, okay? They don't want too much specialized because they want to put them on their platforms to work on that. Friends, note this, today we have 2,000 companies and Bangalore is leading in creating global capability centers. They are not run-of-the-mill, IT support service like what happened in the 80s. These people, engineers, work in the entire value chain of the process, starting from ideation to productization and to manufacturing. So that's the kind of support. And I just walked into one of the unit just behind the Bangalore airport, okay, which is a defense and aerospace corridor, wherein when I walked in to Shell, I asked them how many engineers are working here. He said 5,000. So imagine, this is the city of Bangalore. There is no water itself. There is no petrol. But they are working entire value chain of petroleum, sitting in the city of Bangalore. That's the kind of transformation is happening. I just give you one example. There are 2,000 such companies in many cities across India, and definitely Bangalore is leading. Friends, AICTE approved institution program-wise, you could clearly see the engineering and technology, we have close to about 25 lakh students alone, okay? Only in engineering and technology. So other programs have given you totally about 30 lakh students we admit every year. So out of this, 25 lakh students, about 10 lakhs are in diploma level, that is 3-year diploma level. The rest of them are in 4-year UG program. Countries with most engineering graduates is mind-boggling. America only produces 237,000, but ours is crossed 1.25 million graduates every year. So how did this all happen? It did not happen overnight, ladies and gentlemen. Note this. This has happened with, even though we started accidentally in 80s, a lot of private engineering colleges because of political pressures of each state, because education in India is both state and federal subject. Equally, each states are quite competent to create their own educational institutions in the states. Because of that reason, large number of engineering colleges mushroomed in southern part of India. That has become a boon to us today with quality initiative. That quality initiative has come from AICTE. I will demonstrate to you, including teaching and learning, how it has been paced and changed over. So what did the key interventions we took at AICTE much earlier? It is not just me. I only there for 2 years. Last 15 years, a lot of work has happened, bridging the gap between the skill and the general education, tech-enabled learning and mass-scale digitization in every effort of it, and continuous professional development of our teachers, focus on emerging technology. I already give you an example how advanced this council was even when compared to our IITs. And then recent initiative on funding, because Venkatesh mentioned it, anything has to be funding, particularly when you are talking about research and innovation. We need to have huge funding. And what is the change has happened there? I'll tell you, even though we still hearing narrative of 0.7% of GDP and India is at the rock bottom, but the last 15 years, 2.5 times increase in the number of amount of money pumped into research and innovation has happened. 2.5 times, which is huge change actually. Okay, that's a big change, and ANRF with 50,000 crores budget announcement in the, and Honorable Prime Minister directly leading that as the chairman of the council. So you could see for a nation like such a big country, 140 crores, his emphasis is on research and innovation. And Anusandhan National Research Foundation today is headed by Honorable Prime Minister, and the Executive Council headed by the Principal Scientific Advisor to the Prime Minister. Friends, education sector has changed over a period of time with large number of positive programs. The bottom I have put the Ministry of Education programs, whether it is Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan or the school education or Skill India mission of the Government of India. I don't know how many of you are aware of it. Only during 2014, first time we got the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, first time. And in 2019, the same minister, cabinet minister, headed the Ministry of Skill Development, headed the Ministry of Education, so that synchronous activity between skilling and education happens. Okay, so a lot of these initiatives are happened at the government level without silently happening for a long time. So whether it is Swayam, our honorable guest talked about MOOCs platform. This is one of the largest MOOCs platform in the world. More than 3,500 courses only in engineering and technology. Swayam today has become Swayam Plus with all the companies coming into that fold. That means microcredits. Dr. Again Venkatesh emphasized on microcredits. In the future, all the Swayam Plus partners are my IBMers, and then starting from Microsoft, Google, Salesforce, everybody is on that platform today. That means our students can get self-learning digital courses, complete courses which are creditable, and every credit they earn will be a part of the degree. That policies are already there. We have to implement them in reality so that the responsibility of Vice Chancellors is more there to put it. There are already policies existing, ladies and gentlemen. So all these are government initiatives, whether it is Prime Minister Research Fellowship Scheme or TechUp. All of the engineering college people will understand TechUp 1, 2, 3 has emphasized the funding at our engineering colleges, which made them self-sufficient, creating a newer laboratories for the facilitation for the students. So all these programs, along with the Ministry of Government of India's programs, whether it is Stand Up India, Start Up India, Swachh Bharat, Make in India, Digital India programs, which changed the whole perception about adopting digital technologies in India, and that has aided with all the educational programs. But with the main regulator, there are 14 regulators actually in their country. 14, like NCTE, Pharmacy Council. What are the initiatives AICTE has taken? In summary, this slide tells you. Whether starting from teachers training to faculty development program, mandatory induction program. That means we would like to give a holistic education, not just about education for learning. So mandatory internship, promoting innovation, startup internship policy, examination reforms was also the focus of the, so our Honorable Prime Minister actually every year since he became Prime Minister talks about Pariksha Pe Charcha. It's a very, very unique program. That means you should remove that fear about examination from the students. Learning should be enjoyable. And I hope that TAIL conference will discuss about that learning of joy of learning rather than creating fear of examination. Unfortunately, our examinations are becoming tougher and tougher. Our JEE Advanced is one of the toughest examination in the world, which I am not very proud of. But it has brought in some culture of transparency and very good how to conduct an examination digitally is the one such thing example which we can learn. So every institute also have to develop a perspective plan, what is their objective. Then industry readiness, mandatory cell for industry-academia interaction. And then ministry also put 4 other divisions at the AICTE. One is Indian Knowledge System, because India as a society has contributed. We had the excellent universities of the world. Till the 16th century, we were leaders. In the last 400 years, we've lost that shield. That's where we need to bring it back, because whether it is for the young people, whether it is invention of zero or the decimal system, all is Indian contribution. Sushruta used to do surgery during that time, but those things have lost. That thing we need to bring it back, and we need to drive as a society, because India thinks about as a Vishwa Bandhu. You could see that during COVID-19. See, we did not vaccinate 300 crore our own population. We gave 83 countries free of cost the vaccination. That's the giving culture of India, ladies and gentlemen. MOE's Innovation Cell is also located. I will highlight some of the activities. And the NEAT, National Education Alliance for Technology. We brought in more than 200 edutech companies on this platform at AICTE. Today, any microcredit you can take in any area, that is through National Education Alliance for Technology. We are already in the phase 4 of this implementation. We are also looking at internationalization of this higher education. So mandatory training and placement cell also has been created at every institute. See that our students are employable. So employability skills are very critical. So we slowly will move into one nation, one data. That means all of your mundane submission of online will vanish. Soon there will be one platform. You will not go to NBA separately, NAC separately, UGC separately, AICTE separately. You will be one platform, and everything will be API based. Every agency will not ask you. So it is completely becoming digitization. It is not just the digital public infrastructure what we have created in other areas, whether it is toll system. Today it has brought, the toll collection system has brought a lot of transparency and a lot of money. That's why we could build national highways. Otherwise, 50% of the money would have been pilfered. But today, all of this is available for the growth of India. So another is the PARAK, which I'm going to talk to you, which is basically an evaluation assessment portal, okay, which is a unique assessment portal which we are working on with the World Bank and other institutions. So multidisciplinary education, I need to emphasize on NEP's focus, multidisciplinary and holistic education, equity and inclusion, focus on research and innovation, ranking, which is our own creation of ranking. NIRF has brought in a lot of positive vibrations among healthy competition among the institutions. Outreach of higher education. So finally, as I told you, the Indian knowledge system, we are this year, a big project has been sanctioned by the government of India. Close to about 500 crore project has been given to popularize Indian knowledge system in every course what we run. The courses have to be integrated, not just teach IKS as a separate course. It has to be integrated in every engineering, because civil engineering, we are very proud to show what others have done. But what we have done, for example, 1,000 years back, I don't know how many of your students have visited Tanjavur, a big temple, is a marvelous temple. It's a classical example for civil engineering. I don't think anybody can think about it. About 80 ton, one single stone has been put at 300 feet above without any cranes, without any of those things. That's the kind of a technology we had. And in this East Asia, oldest dam is constructed across River Kaveri, Kallanani and Ikat. Even today it exists, 2,000 years, ladies and gentlemen. That's the kind of technology we had. But we have lost those technology, and narrative has to change, friends. The narrative is India can deliver and do it. That's where we need to change the narrative among the kids. We started popularizing mother tongue, because if a student thinks in their mother tongue, that's going to be very famous. So we have created, if you have not seen, eCum portal at AICTE. Please look at. Outcome-based textbooks have been generated in 12 languages now. Our goal is 22 languages. Okay. These 12 languages textbooks are available free of cost, and all diploma, first and second year is complete. First and second year, the engineering programs of 5 disciplines, civil, mechanical, electrical, computer science, are ready, and it's available. I'm very happy to tell you 7 lakh downloads have happened, and I'm very happy to see the Python programming in Odia language has been downloaded extensively. That means you can see our Odia people are all there everywhere across the world. 65 countries are downloaded these books. These books are not mundane textbooks, simply translated from English to our languages. No, they are outcome-based textbooks generated, prepared as per the curriculum developed by our professors of IITs and NITs and industry experts sitting together. I will also talk about that in a little while. So this I also talked about our faculty development program, which is basically we have 3 faculty development programs. 3 lakh teachers have been trained in the last 2.5 years. Faculty development program happens at 3 levels: basic FDPs, advanced FDP, and leadership FDP. Who does this? AICTE doesn't do it. AICTE only funds it. Done by our good institutions across our country, whether it is the Indian Institute of Technology, IIITs, ICERs, or even institutions like Manipal, and good institutions who demonstrated themselves are good leaders. We actually fund them, and they conduct to the teachers sitting at different locations. Large number of training has happened during COVID online. Afterwards, offline is happening, and more than 3 lakh teachers have been trained in this. And then we also have special scheme to support students to participation of competition abroad. And we have augmenting utilization of research assets. We have a iSTEM, all the state-of-the-art equipments across the country are available at iSTEM. It's a portal at Indian Institute of Science. What AICTE does is, see, for that every IIT charges some user fee. You can book it online, send your sample on high-end, research capabilities, and we will reimburse the entire fee for any student, any faculty of our institutions. And large number of students and faculty are utilizing this facility. And we have brought a lot of scholarship. So the recent one is the BBA, BCA students, particularly girl students. I would like to say women empowerment has happened extensively in India. 45% of engineering students today are girls. And large number of teachers in engineering colleges are women teachers. So we have scholarship scheme across, large number of scholarship schemes are there in AICTE. We dole out 450 crore every year, okay, including postgraduate scholarship, and we support youth undertaking visit for acquiring knowledge. So for example, important project, we send students to see that, okay, what has been constructed. AICTE MITAS Global Link Research Internship Program, international internship program is there. Student Learning Assessment Parak, that's what I was going to talk to you. And we have Vidyanjali and many other schemes. And all these schemes of the Government of India is delivered through direct benefit transfer, DBT, to the accounts of the students and the colleges. So Margadarshan, that means a good institution will guiding the neighboring engineering colleges which are yet to come. And these are as also happening. We have also created distinct professional, so professors who have retired, professors or industry experts who have retired, we will now visit the institution. This is a new scheme which I have launched, and so far 30 professionals have been selected, and I open it up to another 300 professionals will be sending them to each institutions to give talks available for discussion, guidance, whatnot. And PG certificate, we also understand that there is a large number of students in emerging areas, but teachers are not there because they're all getting good jobs. So to fill that gap, my core engineering teachers can take these courses of the PG certification programs in some of the IITs, and first batch of 1,200 teachers training is over, and we will allow them to teach cross-disciplinary. For example, a civil engineering professor can teach in data science now if he has passed this course. I'm very happy to tell you, recently I was at IIT Kharagpur to certify or give away the certification to this. Many of the civil engineering professors have secured 80% marks in the computer science and data science. That means they are no less, they are excellent teachers. You need to give an opportunity to them. So inter-institutional biomedical innovations program we started at AICTE because once I joined, I'm a researcher.
So I thought that I should see the wealth of these institutions. I want to tell you, I found out 250 engineering colleges, private engineering colleges, have 250 medical hospitals and 250 medical colleges in the neighboring building itself, okay, across the country. That means a coexistence of engineering college, medical college, hospital is there. Why don't we utilize that to conduct a state-of-the-art research? So we are looking at a productization projects, and this project has been started at 10 locations at a small pilot scale now. AICTE Career Portal is a very unique portal where we have started with close to about 7 lakh jobs are there across internationally. I request every student to, even though you have a placement from your campus, log into this, get a second, maybe you will get a better package here, okay? You try this out. But this is not just a unique platform for connecting you to industry. You can create your resume, improve your resume, logging into the communities, Apana community, that is, you can discuss what kind of salaries, what kind of questions in the interview. And for example, if you are taking an interview with a company, what generally they ask you, what kind of question, all that they will really reveal, because alumni are there on the portal to help you, who are already got a job. This is a very unique platform, which is, we are now going to, this is very new actually, about 3 months back only we developed at AICTE, and now we will go and conduct regional workshops so to popularize this among our colleges. So NEP is, as I told you, National Education Policy, friends, is a vibrant policy to emphasize the instilled skills, values, and disposition that support responsible commitment to human rights, sustainable development and living, global well-being, all aspects. This is one of the very unique policy, very general. So look at the skills, for example, writing to adaptability, collaboration, digital, reading, problem solving, creativity, communication, all skills we are going to impart to the students. So the unique capability, particularly the critical thinking and creativity, is one thing we emphasize as part of the, so national education policy is a transformative, which envisions multidisciplinary and holistic education, multiple entry-exit, and assignment, accumulation, storage, and transfer of credit, academic bank of credit, which I explained already in the morning, through the Aadhaar, APAR ID, and academic bank of credits, and a flexible curriculum structure. You watch out, in another few years, you can take courses anywhere, any microcredit, you can transfer it to your university up to 50%, and get rest of the 50% you do it in your college. And you can also accelerate. I think MIT should experiment to complete BTech student. If he is a very smart BTech student, he should allow him to complete in 3 years. Both AICTE and UGC are there with you. If you have a confusion in your academic council, write to us. We will support you. You can go ahead and do that. Because talent needs to be recognized, ladies and gentlemen. Any prior learning capabilities have to be creditizable. That's what the TAIL conference should discuss and deliberate. How do you creditize the peer learning? So this is one document which really is a very unique document. Everybody should read it. National Credit Framework, which is a very unique document, which provisions in short multidisciplinary and holistic education, and removes distinction across sciences, social sciences, arts, and humanities. If an art student from Srishti school comes to you to take an engineering course, please allow him. On robotics, allow him, because he'll bring in, and it is not that he is going to ask or he doesn't have a background. Don't worry about it. You allow him to register as a course. So let him sit in the classroom, learn, because he'll bring the multicultural, multidisciplinary environment into the classroom. One such program is Proficiency. You might not have seen it. We have brought Proficiency program. In every classroom, you can admit 10% supernumerary seats from anybody. That means even a retired person and a woman, housewife can take that course, sit in the classroom, along with the regular students, up to 10%. We are allowed that. You can collect fees also for them and give a certification to them. Maybe they will be using that credit, maybe in the future, through their academic bank of credits. So mandatory induction program is very unique to instill values in our students. I think many of the engineering colleges are already doing this. So we had initially said 3 weeks, but we are quite flexible. Even they do 1 week, 2 weeks, many colleges are doing it, wherein yoga, meditation, everything is being taught regularly. Okay, how it helps? It creates a bond between different groups, students, faculty, and it also sets a healthy routine. What should I do? Early morning, we should get up and start doing these, exercises, or in the field, run, jog, whatever you want to do. This is one unique induction program we brought in, and other quality initiative, revision of curriculum. I will tell you, curriculum we revise every year at AICTE. And it doesn't happen even in IITs. I'm telling you, I'm a professor at IISc. It doesn't happen there, because whatever I teach is the final there. Okay? But in IICTE, all professors religiously come, sit down, discuss, along with industry experts, create a very unique curriculum, and it is upgraded, and we are not forcing on colleges. Watch out that also. We call this as a model curriculum. You have flexibility to adapt with a local content and your local board of studies. So we are not stopping any of those things, but we are giving you a state-of-the-art curriculum. And recently what we have done in the area of semiconductor, please have a look at it. If you have not started a course in BTech in VLSI, start one at Manipal. Manipal, you should start a BTech in VLSI program if you have not started one. And we soon bring quantum computing or quantum technologies also into undergraduate program, space technology into undergraduate program. This is no more a postgraduate courses. You catch them young, you bring them with a minor degree in space technology, minor degree in defense technology, minor degree in atomic energy, throw them options. So let them do whatever they like and they want to expertise. That's what we need to bring the changes into. Because of time, I have to rush now. In another 5 minutes, I need to close. Experiential learning. We have created AICTE Idea Lab at 150 location, and this year 300 Idea Labs will be given to institutions. These Idea Labs will have 3D printers of different materials, and also Raspberry Pi and electronic chips, so that students do projects real time. Promotion of peer tutoring. They should learn from themselves together, sitting together, rather than teacher teaching them everything. Okay, integrated pedagogy, equal weightage, use and integration of technology in every aspect of it. Whether it is even in board of studies, you need to use the technology. So model curriculum, AICTE model curriculum, look at it. I will show you the credits also in the next slide. Encourages innovation and research, virtual laboratories, better hands-on experience, encourages problem solving, and summer internship mandatory, flexibility in different engineering disciplines. A student in civil engineering can take courses in data science. Data science student can take a course in civil engineering. And there are some courses compulsory. I will show you that kind of a modeling. So training of technical teachers is a very emphasis. We have created what is called as a comprehensive training policy for technical teachers. What they are learning, it's not about any subject. It is about pedagogy and how to do this. And you can download our comprehensive training policy for technical teachers, which is the right side book, which is available on our website. More than 3 lakh teachers have been trained. We are keep going. It's not an end, because we have 7.5 lakh teachers. And also a lot of teachers are leaving their jobs and going. Outcome-based education. So you can see the structure of undergraduate courses at AICTE in engineering. We are trying to do that in other fields, yet we have not started. So suggested breakup is 160 credits. I am of the opinion, but still my academic colleagues are not agreeing. I say this number of credits should come to 140. We shouldn't be teaching too many courses. They should have learn by doing it. So they should spend time in industry, curriculum. So, but still there is a lot of resistance, so I kept this 160 credits still. But Purdue gives away 4-year degree, Purdue University, in 120 credits. Okay? All credits are same now. Please understand this. We have modified internationally our skilling. NCRF brings in that beauty that all are same now. Some of the world universities are not following, but they should now do that. So look at this credit distribution. Professional core courses is about 48. Professional elective. Star means basically you have flexibility. You can go a little bit this side, that side. It is not very rigid. This is a guideline document. And the right side, you know the assessment matrix. That is a very Bloom taxonomy concepts, which you can. So this is one tool which we are experimenting on assessment. Performance assessment, review and analysis of knowledge for holistic development. It's called PARAK. It's a World Bank project which started we doing. So the questions will be given, and in every area, students and teachers have been trained. We have a large number of, this is still on an experimental basis we are doing with selected teachers, selected students, but we wanted to expand this for assessment. This is a new way of assessment, not conduct an examination with just midterms and projects, because all those projects could be done by ChatGPT, remember that. So we have to be very careful with that. So better to move away from that and do something else. That's what we are focusing. The most important aspect of my talk is here, an initiative by All India Council for Technical Education on interventions in innovation and entrepreneurship activity. We have created a national platform for innovation. We have created policy interventions. We have created innovative courses, wherein an MBA course in innovation and startup will end up in creating a startup rather than just taking some courses and passing that courses. Okay? Already 21 such institutions are offering this program as an MBA in entrepreneurship and innovation. Innovative initiative, Kapila, I think many of the students or faculty have used it. It is we have named it after Abdul Kalam. Abdul Kalam's this is on the IP, intellectual property right protection. That means any patent you file, entire cost of the patent will be paid by AICTE, will reimburse to the student or faculty. Because of this initiative, 18,000 patents have been filed in the last 1.5 years. And we have created, this is the program I'm talking about, MBA PG Diploma in Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Venture Development Program. Is a very unique program, 21 institutions are doing it. Yukti is a repository out of our Smart India Hackathon, which is happening on 11th. And National Innovation and Startup Policy is there. If you have not read it, please read it, which is also there for school education now. We have gone into school education to catch the young at the class 6 and teaching innovation and entrepreneurship at school level. So all the KVs are, the kids who will come out, they will start telling you about how to do a startup than looking for a job. So IIC is established, these are numbers are older now, 14,500 institute innovation councils have been started. These are all only in engineering, what I've given you the number. Okay, the growth is phenomenal, ladies and gentlemen. And what is phenomenal is we have created close to 6,500 startups out of this exercise. And recently, these 4 to 9 TRL levels. That means they're ready for technology transfers or productization. So we are actually created 100 venture funder to support these activities to our students and faculty. So Honorable Prime Minister has addressed every Smart India Hackathon from 2017. He has never failed in discussing, and he is going to discuss on 11th of December. You are also welcome to log in, and if it is nearby, center is there, you go and see. Bangalore has 4 centers actually of SIH. Okay, one is at, I remember, Don Bosco, one is at VTU, and some like that. There are 51 centers. You please log into the website, go and witness that. Even influencers, experts, I request them to go and see that festival of innovation carried out by our engineering college students. This is the pictures. These are real pictures, ladies and gentlemen. They are not created pictures. Smart India Hackathon statistic has grown in years. The intellectual property has grown by 214%. At the same time, 7-fold increase in ideas submission. And participation has grown like phenomenal. It could be a world record in every sort. And this is not just the Smart India Hackathon. You look at the kind of hackathons. We have never heard this word. Even as a professor of Indian Institute of Science, I never heard hackathon word in 2015. Okay? So it is all after 2015. You can imagine now. In 10 years, and this is not just the hackathons. Now industries are doing their own hackathon. Colleges are doing their own hackathon. Companies are doing their own hackathon. I have not listed anything listed by them. It is listed by what we have done. So these are the ideas, patents, how it has grown. 247% growth in patent filing, which is happening. And we are today 4th in the top countries. Creating patent filing ecosystem in higher education through Kapila Kalam program for IP literacy and awareness. And we also conduct courses, Introduction to Intellectual Property, UG program, Foundations of Intellectual Property and Innovation. And we train ambassadors. Every institution will have an ambassador. You please check. There may be at least large number of ambassadors in Bangalore, of IIC ambassadors. And we have converted all our regional office. See, so those who are engineering colleges are old will know. We had a regional office to give approvals here in Bangalore, converted to Innovation Center. This is a new word, I coined it. It's called India's Innovation Center. Okay, 12 innovation centers where we have managers, top managers are there, where they scout ideas, go to colleges, meet people, talk to them, identify ideas which can be transferred technologically, technology transfer, or create new ideas. So these are the core activities: promotion of idea generation, support startups, capacity building, industry institute membership, specialized training for industry institute, and similarly COE's creation is also part of this. IP clinics, gap funding, mentoring support, all been part of these core activities of this. With all these efforts, you heard me talking in the last 15-20 years which has happened in engineering. Today we are very proud. This is not my data. You can see majority of the graduates are readily employable. Don't go by all these rubbish media news. Okay, our students are employable. I don't have any doubt because they are very talented. They may be not knowing some fluid mechanic question you ask. I think they did not know also. Because ask yourself, what did you remember, what you learned in your fluid mechanics in your class? Nothing. So you give them an option, they will learn. Single largest provider of global talent to the world, ladies and gentlemen. Among top countries in terms of research paper citations today. These are numbers, not mine. I've given you reference at the bottom. Okay? Among top 4 countries in number of PhDs, particularly in STEM areas. We are among the top 5 countries in patent filings as well. It is not just the economy we are doing well. We are doing very well in research, innovation, startups. As startups, I did not put it here so much because we are the leading country in terms of incubation and higher education campuses. And today, 170,000 startups are there, and large number of them are unicorn. And even our career portal developed by a unicorn actually, powered by selfless support. He said AICTE should use it. He has not even come in the front. He is at the back engine, driving the entire process of the AICTE career portal. This is the mission and employability. With that mission, that means every student of ours should be employable. That confidence only will make them to do something differently. We want to create students that fearfulness in doing something very unique should be removed from their mind. That's what we are encouraging in our startup and entrepreneurship training. It's not just the exploring jobs, resume builder, apna community, so please use it. So engineering trends to look out in the next decade is autonomy everywhere, friends. AI and generative AI will define the decade. And you have heard that enough, but you don't need to be scared of that. You should be embracing that. I know how difficult it is because I'll tell you one simple example. For example, I asked the ChatGPT to write a poem about AICTE. Believe me, if I have hired a poet, he would have taken 6 months to 1 year because he needs to understand the entire program, what AICTE does, and then write a poem. But this machine do it in 20 seconds. You can go and try this. In ChatGPT, ask them to write a poem about AICTE. It will do it fantastically well, covering the entire activity. Okay? And that is the power of AI, generative AI today. Okay? It can take the roles which we thought will come through genes. Okay? Role of a musician, role of an artist, role of a poet, all done by this machine in 20, 30 seconds. So there is nothing about artificial intelligence, ladies and gentlemen. It is augmented intelligence. So we need to embrace this, otherwise we will be not relevant. More and better big data, 3D printing, Internet of Things, cyber security, EV vehicles. We are very fortunate today. Mantris are there to support MIT and started this autonomous vehicle in electrical vehicles. Congratulations to them. And renewable energy. A changing profession is happening, ladies and gentlemen, particularly the young people. A multidisciplinary expertise is being thought. Even though you have something small skills which you have to be proficient, but you have to work through collaboration. You heard that my previous speaker talk about collaboration very well. eloquently and with a sustainability focus. Dr. Venkatesh told all these three ideas, what he explained it to me. What is beyond, ladies and gentlemen? See, we as a society should be Vishwadhata than just a Vishwaguru. We don't want to be just a teacher. We want to be giver. And we also heard recently Vishwabandhu. In this world of complexities, every year one country or the other are started fighting. I mean, India as a single country never ever went for a war against any other country. Okay, so with that kind of, let the gates of greater pleasure be open for the angels and the humans. And let Amrutkal lead us the way. Indian knowledge, let the guide the whole world with compassion and love and peace. With these few words, our universal human value course, ladies and gentlemen, which is offering as a compulsory course today. Even students can take a minor degree, engineering graduates can take a minor degree in UHV course. If you are not aware of this, please just Google it, find out. There are course trainers, course curriculum, everything is there. AICTE ensuring technical education in harmony with human values. With these few words, thank you very much for patiently listening. All the very best to you. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. So we request you to stay back here for a moment. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for that insightful, inspiring, and brilliant keynote address. The insights that you shared today have inspired all of us, and we continue to explore the intersection between technology and education. Thank you so very much, sir. Now, to do the honors, I request Dr. Suresh Chengam Shetty to graciously present the distinguished memento to her highly esteemed Professor G Sitharam as a token of deep appreciation and respect on the behalf of IEEE Education Society. Thank you, sir. The active partaking of participants affirms the relevance and meaningfulness of the celebration. The session was synergy of the creativity and talent quotient. As we move forward in this session, let us carry the knowledge and inspiration we have assigned into the next phase of our event. We hope that everyone will continue to be engaged as motivated as being during this session. With the conclusion of keynote session 1, which was enriched with a wealth of informative talk, we will now take a short break of 10 minutes. Saviors are served outside the auditorium back gate, which will lead to the first floor. We will reconvene here by 12 o'clock. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Requesting everybody to kindly be seated. We will now begin the keynote session 2. Welcome back to the second keynote session of TAIL 2024 conference. It's an absolute pleasure to have you all again here at the newly inaugurated auditorium of our campus. Now it's time for our second keynote address, and we're equally excited to hear from Professor Lt.Gen, hailing from National University of Singapore. I would now like to invite Dr. Ujjwal Verma, Head ECE Department, MIT Bengaluru, to introduce Professor Aaron to the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Mansa. It's my pleasure to introduce Professor Lt.Gen. Professor Lt.Gen was previously the founding Dean of NUS College of Design and Engineering and the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, where he is a professor in the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. In addition, he holds several technical leadership responsibility at the university, including the Director of Singapore Hybrid Integrated Next Generation Mu Electronics Center, Director of Hybrid Integrated Flexible Electronic System Research Programs, and Co-Director of A-STAR SIMTech NUS Joint Lab on Hybrid Flexible Electronics. As a distinguished scientist and inventor in the field of microelectronics, he has published more than 400 technical papers and holds more than 50 US patents. Recognized as a Singapore National Research Foundation returning Singapore scientist, he returned to NUS as the Director of Industry Engagement and Partnership from 2016 to 2018 with the Office of Deputy President of Research and Technology. In 2018, he was the Director of Applied Materials, NUS Corporate Laboratory for Advanced Material. Prior to NUS, Aaron was the Vice President of Logic Technology at IMEC, working with semiconductor industry leaders like Intel, TSMC, Samsung, Global Foundries, Apple, and Sony. He directed the research and development of next generation semiconductor technologies and emerging nano device architecture. There he managed a $500 million USD annual R&D operation that included material research, process technology, and system technology co-design. He had also brought in new consortium partners like Skyhins, Apple, and Huawei to IMEC. Among his notable recognitions, he and his IMEC team received 2014 Compound Semiconductor Industry Innovation Award for 3435 nano device work. He was also recognized for his research contribution to Samsung with a 2013 Samsung Collaboration Award from Samsung LSI EVP. In 2011, Aaron was with Qualcomm CDMA Technologies in San Diego, California. There he was leading the Strategic Silicon Technologies Group. Aaron and his group worked on Qualcomm 20 nanometer and 16 nanometer mobile system on chip technologies. From 2007 to 2009, Aaron was the device manager at IBM, where he led an 8-company process technology team to develop 28 nanometer and 32 nanometer low power bulk CMOS technology at IBM East Fishkill, New York, from research to risk production. The technology was transferred successfully to several foundries partner. The technologies became industry first foundry compatible gate first high-K metal gate with novel silicon germanium channel low power bulk CMOS technologies. It successfully enables some of the today's most successful mobile devices by Samsung and Apple. Before IBM, Aaron was a senior scientist at Freescale Semiconductor, where he performed research on many novel devices. Aaron graduated from University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, USA, where he received BSc highest honors, MSc and PhD degrees in electrical engineering with the Edmund J. James Scholarship. He was also 2010 Young Alumni Achievement Award from his alma mater for his contribution to advanced transistor R&D. Aaron is also an editor of IEEE Electronic Device Later, and he serves on several advisory boards that includes Singapore MIT Alliance, A-STAR Institute of Microelectronics, and he's a consulting fellow of IMEC CEO. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the kind introduction. Now I request Professor Aaron to deliver his keynote lecture. Over to you, sir.
Can you guys hear me well? Okay. All right. I swear I didn't give him the bio. That's a lot. That's mostly my technical background. And the question is, what qualifies me to talk about education? Right. So let me start off. Is it? Okay. So I'm currently the provost of the National University of Singapore. I'm obviously have background in computer and electrical engineering, but I'm also the founding dean of the College of Design and Engineering, which marks a fundamental change on engineering and design education at NUS. So the title of my talk is a long one, University Education, Engineering Education in the Age of Technological Convergence and Deep versus Broad. And I learned a lot from Professor Sitharam's talk this morning, and he talked a lot about how progressive India is, and this reflects some of the thoughts that we have in Singapore, specifically for the National University of Singapore. So you know, Singapore is a very small country. We only have 6 million people compared to India, which is 1.4 billion. We are only a finite drop. But I think India and Singapore did share very similar history that even stretched back to the 14th century. I think we were both legacy of a British colonial past. And I think, you know, the one unique thing about Singapore is that we are just a tiny speck at the southern end of a Malayan peninsula. And because of that, being small, we are subjected to winds of change and tides of change, right? And so that shapes who we are as a people. And it's a country of immigrants, effectively. So I think a little bit about the university. You know, we are founded in 1905 as a medical college. You know, it serves the purpose of serving the community. The young nation, or even not a nation yet at that point, needed medical help for the people. And so we'll be celebrating our 120th year anniversary next year. But we are built out of a need to build a community-based college. But today we are different. The university have grown to become a global research-intensive university, and I'll talk about how that is shaping us going forward. So just a few snapshot numbers of who we are. You know, we have effectively 4 graduate schools. We have 16 faculties. We have 36 university-level research institutes and centers. Our total student population, undergraduate and graduate, is coming up to about 50,000. You know, we have about 2.5 to 3,000 faculty, full-time faculties, and 6,000 staff, and 4,000 researchers. So to start off with, I'm going to talk about what really shapes us going forward, right? I believe there are, you know, forces that are converging, and these convergence of forces also shapes our students going forward. And the problem statement for any engineer out here is that how are you going to future-proof them if you don't know what the future is going to be? And that is the inherent question. So we're going to talk about some of the you know, thoughts behind that. So we live in amazing times, right? We just got out of a pandemic. There are currently tech tensions that has shaped, that's shaping our geopolitics. You know, giving rise to new conflicts. I thought, you know, life would be much more peaceful after the pandemic. It turns out not to be the case. And you know, Earth is under threat from, you know, our efforts to control our environment. And so we're having problems with our climate. We're also living in a very amazing time where technology is converging. You know, the buzzword of the headlines today is generative AI. You know, but I think if you look at history, all along humans have been creating new technology, and those technologies have accelerated other technologies, right? Generative AI wouldn't be possible if there were no advancement in computers, and computers wouldn't be there if there isn't transistors and all that stuff. So this convergence of new technology is both splintering into other areas like healthcare and sustainability, but also accelerating itself to asymptotically to some sort of singularity, right? And we are all part of that process. So AI is there, 6G will be coming, and we're going to see much more advances. Now, it's also an amazing time where opportunities are converging. You know, we have sustainability, we have cities, we have data, digitalization, healthcare, materials, and robotics, all interacting and cross-fertilizing each other. And this is the area we live in, time that we live in, right? So many, many new topics are going to be evolving from classical disciplines that we thought weren't possible in a time in the past. Now, let's talk about AI. So AI is not static, right? Machines are getting better through AI. It's getting faster, but it's getting better faster. So there's an accelerating vector, which is changing quickly. Now we are today with AI today, I think we'll be moving soon to artificial general intelligence and potentially artificial super intelligence. It will be a different kind of intelligence from human intelligence coming forward, but it will be hopefully be used to augment the collective intelligence of humans in general. So, but what about education and what about engineering? You know, Professor Sitharam was saying that, you know, in India, all the parents encourage the kids to do either, you know, doctors or engineers. In Singapore, it's mostly doctors or lawyers. And engineers isn't a great career in some of these more, in these countries, right? So this is an example of a, you know, I got it from a presentation at a chip conference. And it shows that, for instance, that, you know, because of the advent of AI and software, the popularity of computer science is growing quickly. Software, 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 right? Whereas, you know, in contrast, areas in electrical engineering is declining. Now, in an age where you have these exciting things happening in AI, technology, convergence, new opportunity, we are also suffering waning interest in engineering. The people who built these technologies, you know, hopefully it doesn't get extinct, and we're going to have a problem. Now, this is data from our university. It shows the admission number, and the 3 bars represent successive years, 2019, 2020, and 2021, the total number of admission numbers. So the top part you see is computer engineering. The bottom is civil engineering, okay, built environment. Year on year, we see a rapid growth in students being interested and admitted into computer engineering or computer science, right? Growing. And the horizontal axis is actually what we call the admission scores, or it measures the quality of the students. So at the on your far left is the best students. On the far right, the students are, you know, poorer performance. You can see that top students systematically and consistently choose computer engineering. But if you look at the contrast, civil engineering, very few top students pick civil engineering. The builders of cities and our environment is going extinct, actually. And it's a problem. So even within engineering itself, there's a heterogeneity in terms of the quality of students. Fairly depressive, right? So here's where I come to my key message, you know, how or what we should do in terms of changing education in engineering. First, the education system for engineering has to evolve, and it has to adapt to the changes, and these changes will accelerate. Is there really a future-proof, right? Is future-proofing mean that we have to broaden the engineering learning experience? You know, we have been very focused on curriculum, strict curriculum, and skills. Then maybe going forward, it's not so much the skill set, but now the mindset. How does engineering see themselves, and how others see engineers, and how you think about engineering? And the learning journey will be lifelong. I think this has been spoken on this. It's not just your 4 years or 5 years in college. It's lifelong. So if it's lifelong, that means your learning experience will have to change. And then finally is research, leading to inspiration and maybe back. And how do we influence and bring excitement and passion back into engineering? So let's talk about future-proofing, right? So lifelong learning, and how do you educate engineers? So this is what NUS has done, right? So we have basically revamped our curricular structure. And we have 40 modules in 4 years that the students have to complete. And part of that is a common curriculum. This is what we want to instill to teach the students to learn how to be person, how to learn about to be a citizen of the world, citizen of the region, citizen of the country. And then we have the major. These are the sort of the basic skills that, you know, depending on your discipline, we would basically provide, right? So electrical engineering or civil engineering or computer engineering, they will have their own set. And finally, we have a set of electives. And these electives could The students can go on and take specialization. That means they go much deeper than other students would be. But we also provide options for them to go broader if they choose. So they can do other minors, second majors, and various combinations. So by being able to do this, by restructuring this to be modular, we can now tap into various other modules offered by other colleges. So this is what it looks like. So classical pathways, basically engineering produce engineers, and engineers take engineering jobs, right? But now, with this new structure, engineers can actually go through our School of Design environment, go through our computing, go through our business schools, go through our College of Humanities and Sciences to pick up electives that allow them to broaden. So we basically diversify the way engineering learning experience is. We have engineers that go deep. We have also engineers that are training themselves to go broad. And so that this addresses the need of the diverse job market, right? So now we have 50 plus minors and specializations, 35 plus second majors option, and to address all these new jobs that previously did not exist before and will require a broad-based educational experience. So one example is this, right? So do you want to be an expert in building cities? Is city a subject, right? I mean, yes, architects think about urban planning and urban design, but for an engineer, building cities is part of our job, right? So how do you design an efficient city? Important, because much of the population will soon be living in cities. And so here is a curriculum where we call livable cities. Students pick up basic engineering courses, including architects, and then they go study how cities should be built, regulated, and so that they can start building cities of the future. Experiential learning. So this has been a word that's been used a lot in engineering. You just don't sit in a classroom to study. You actually want to experience engineering as a team sport, as to build something. And so these are examples of what we do. I think NUS Bumblebee team is part in engineering. It's part of a learning experience. The students do come together, but they form a competitive team that goes out and compete. In this case, it's autonomous marine robots, right? And so they constantly win competitions against the best teams in the world. And this drives the learning experience. It's not just about passing tests. Now they want to win the competition, and they start learning how to work as a team, and that's valuable as an engineer, right? But we want to embed that as part of their learning experience so that they can get credit for it, and so that the innovation and design program is such it's a second major, so they can be any major that they've taken, either engineering or even science, and they will take this as a second major. And these are all project-based learning experience. And this leads to students creating impact, right? It's not just faculty. And so we have students that basically from these evolve to start basically winning design competitions, right? James Dyson Award, Ray Dodd Award, and these basically align both student fundamental passion with their learning experience, and then allowing them to make early impact for society and reward them for doing so. And this becomes sort of the loop to create students that will want to continue to make impact even after they leave the university. So Be Good is one of them. It's actually created by our Department of Biomedical Engineering. And what it does is that it is to use engineering skills to do frugal innovation to help people in the community. So they build inventions to help the underserved, they build inventions to help the aged, and so they're applying their technical knowledge to helping and enriching the community. The next thing is important is, I think, internationalization. So Singapore is a very small country, right? We cannot just, we experience immigration well, but it's not enough for the students. And so we have to export them out to different countries so that they'll understand the ecosystem. So this is our NUS Overseas College. We're in 21, and we're going to be building one in in Chicago soon. Students spend a semester or two basically in a startup company. So in these countries, they're not allowed to join a big companies. They're not allowed to just take vacation. So they have to go sweat in a startup company. And the reason why we want to do that is because in a startup company, you see the challenges. You see the human challenge, the people fighting to, sort of realize a business. And we want our students to experience that. We want them to experience that in a foreign country, to see the culture. We come to college, we spend 4 years, we earn a degree. The objective is to get a good job, and that's it. The rest is just progressing. But the world of tomorrow, it's very diverse. Your skills can get outdated very quickly. Now, not knowing what skills that you will need is very hard to predict and to build that in within the 4-year college. So what we did, as I've shown, is that we made the educational experience at the undergraduate sort of modular, and so the students can pick what they want, but also priming them to change the mindset to learning. It's not about just acquiring the skills so that you can get your first job. It's now acquiring the mindset that the learning is going to be flexible, and subsequently, you're going to be expected to change. Right? So this is a very different type of learning experience. So in order to facilitate this learning experience, we now have to focus on, for the postgraduate learning, the learning experience to be more modular, or micro-credentials, as was mentioned earlier. And then hopefully the students learn while they work. So to make the point, right, so within the 4 years, for us, it's 160 units, right? I've seen that Prof. Sitharam was saying that, India is maybe looking at reducing that. We're still at 160 classically. And then if you look at beyond your undergraduate days, you're going to live up to 70 at least, hopefully. And all that whole time you have, that's the question, right? Because, one of the things I realized is, when I got out of college, I get caught up with the trappings of life. You have family, you're trying to get a career, so you don't have time. So then we look at how many of them come back after they graduate for a postgraduate degree, and what would they be doing? So on your right side, these are all the faculties, same faculties, but who are receiving graduate students who have graduated from the undergraduate colleges. Okay, what you see is that faculty A goes back to faculty A. So the orange-ish or yellowish represents people who have graduated from one college, returning back to the same college to get a degree, right? The rest, the gray, are all the ones that go somewhere else within the university. So this represents basically students who are, let's say you are engineering, you come back, instead of doing engineering, you go and do a business degree, or you go do something related to medicine. So this is a fundamental measure of how desirable people want in terms of interdisciplinarity, right? They train as an engineer, they don't want to continue taking engineering courses, now they want to do something else. So the crossing that you see is actually the amount of interdisciplinarity, right? So that's 2017, right? And now you see in 2023, the crossings increase. What that tells you is that more and more students want to have an interdisciplinary learning experience from basically undergraduate to postgraduate. Nobody wants to continue to deepen. Yeah. So this is interesting for us because our alumni is telling us that they want to do something different. They want to diversify their skill set. So the very last bit that I'll talk about is research and inspiration. So National University of Singapore in about 15, 20 years ago did a transformation. That transformation is to move from a teaching university to a research-intensive university. So a lot of investment went into research, and it became sort of a top research unit within Singapore. So these are, I've already talked about this. So this is now, we are now addressing all these new convergences in terms of computing and sustainability environment. I'll show you some examples. So these are within the engineering portfolio. which is only a subset of where the entire university is at. And you can see that we're invested in marine offshore, robotics, quantum engineering, urban, satellite, microelectronics, engineering, medicine. These are some of the areas that we now build strong capabilities in, right? We have top research, top professors. There are some examples. They are not the only ones. We have a Nobel laureate looking at material science as leading new materials development. We have young folks looking at robotics and robotic skin, and even architecture and design. This is a new building that's been now about 4 years old now, same as this campus. This is our engineering and medicine building. So the aspiration here is to bring researchers from both the hospital as well as engineering researchers coming together to innovate together in the same building. And we'll be looking at longevity, precision medicine, which is what N of 1 is. Here's microelectronics. I'll show you a little bit. So we build a state-of-the-art clean room that rivals, in fact, industry clean rooms. This is an advanced chip packaging facility. What we do is that we bring in industrial level advanced equipment that these are actually technicians, not students, but basically we allow the students to learn using this equipment and doing some of the most state-of-the-art semiconductor research. That leads us to a master's in semiconductor technology and operations, which we are allowing people to convert from other disciplines into semiconductors. And it's a collaboration between a research outfit like SHINE, which is Singapore Hybrid Integrated Next Generation Microelectronics, and traditional engineering departments, which you see there, which is electrical, industrial systems, and material science. This is our new green energy and sustainability research building. So we bring together folks doing research on sustainability, chemical engineering, and robotics, right? So these are areas. So you can see that what we're trying to do is that within buildings, we are building, a subset of topics that will work closely together, and we are bringing all these different buildings all integrated next to each other. So E7, E8, and as well as the microelectronics lab will all work together to generate interdisciplinary research. I spoke about I talk about the NUS Overseas College, and so here is Block 71, and so an incubation center that is currently in 9 locations around the world where students can work with local students. So Singapore students can work with local students of the country to do startups in those countries. So I'm just going to fast forward. And these are some examples of companies that have been started. And I'm just not going to go too much into it, but many of these deals with, for instance, opportunities related to work, robotics, even bio, right? And we incubated a lot of companies out of this program. I'm just going to speed through this. Okay, so that brings me back to the sort of the 4 key messages to sum up, right? So engineering education needs to evolve, and the way we think about it is that it has to create very much more heterogeneous pathways. Students can choose during their undergraduate days to go deep, or students can choose to go broad, but still with a strong base for engineering. And this is the reason for that is because the world is evolving very quickly, and to hedge against new changes, I think the students need to be trained on a mindset basis rather than just a skill set basis. And that's what we believe the future proofing needs to be. And the engineering experience, learning experience is now lifelong. It's not about that 4 years or 5 years in college. It's really about the rest of your life. And how does that 4 years basically allow you to gain that mindset and that joy of learning, so-called, so that you can sustain learning for the rest. Because why? The field is just going to change quickly and it's going to accelerate. And finally, I think one of the important things to do is that expose the students to the forefront of research. That's where the inspiration will come. And how do we use research investment in terms of our capability and expose our students to that? And that's something that will help us create the next generation change makers in terms of technology. Now I come back to one last thought, right, about AI. I think it's been talked a lot. And so I've shown this chart, machines are getting better, getting faster, and getting better faster. So what does that mean for us as humans? That's the question, right? AI has evolved mostly in the last, I would say, 15 years, right? In the last 2 years or 3 years, it accelerated. Now, I've come across a very interesting article from the New York Times that actually a friend of mine, a colleague of mine sent to me. It says that, when your technical skills are eclipsed, your humanity will matter more than ever. Thank you. This is such an important thing. We forget that we are humans. We have evolved over 300,000 years to be the apex predator of this planet. The part that allows us to evolve to that stage is our humanity, our ability to build social bonds in society. I think in Professor Sitharam's last slide, he also talked about human values. Don't forget that. That's our ultimate weapon. And as teachers, as learners, we must always remember the most important thing is in here and in here. We created AI, and we will create more in the future. So thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.
So requesting you to kindly stay back. May I now request Sri Yagna Narayana from Sona Group, our sponsor, to graciously present a memento to Professor Aaron Thion as a token of appreciation and respect on behalf of IEEE Educational Society. We thank you, Professor Aaron, for that truly enlightening and thought-provoking keynote. With this, we reach to the conclusion of keynote lectures. And before you all move on, we have some very important announcements. Please stay back. So, buggies are arranged at the back gate in case of any difficulties in walking around. You can have a campus tour in our buggies if you are interested. We have a very beautiful campus here. Information desks are put up outside auditorium for any further assistance. Lunch is arranged in a German tent outside the academic block 4. We hope you enjoy the flavors of India during lunch. And on behalf of the IEEE and entire organizing team, we thank you for being here and participating in this global event. And we hope that you continue to engage with the sessions, share your insights, and build a connection with the delegates. We now request everyone gathered here to please come forward for a group photo before we conclude this session. Requesting everybody to gather near the stage for a group photo. Thank you.
Amigo. Yes, yes.
Some of the audience can